the first the first announcement from the IT side is that we were instructed to stop all the registrations as well as the subscriptions. So we updated the websites, and we have removed all the links for registration as well as the subscriptions. The only one that is still remaining is the staking one, whereby people who have not paid their staking in all the classes, this is from the class A, class B, class C, as well as class D. For the people who have still not paid their $10 staking fee, should continue to do so until the time when we will close that. Apart from that issue of the registration, I think I should also give an update on the performance of our asset, the Weowns on the Launch exchange. We have really witnessed many people who were selling their Weowns. We realized that many people were able to move their Weowns from the wallets where they kept them, being the Venly and the Self Key. And we got a report this morning that around 3,997,982 Weowns were sold up to today, meaning that around 3.9 million Weowns were sold on the Launch exchange, and the total trade volume in USDT is 1.182 million dollars, and in Ether is around 129 Ether. So when you convert 129 Ether to US dollars, is around 500, over 500,000. So this says people were able to trade around 1.6 million dollars on the Launch exchange. Although we did tell people not to sell, but those who sold, they really made a lot of money, around 1.6 million dollars. So that is the report on the side of the performance of the token. But I think the CEO will elaborate more on this as to what will happen now when everything is ready for us to now go into the phase whereby we'll be sending more Weowns. So people who have already sold, now they will wait. They will have to wait for those who have not received theirs. And then when the cycle is complete, then we start now the second cycle. It will mean that it is then that those who received, whether you have sold or you have not sold, then you will now receive your Weowns. There will only be exception for the people who received less than they were supposed to receive. Those ones, I think they will still be included to make sure that we top up and make sure that they get the correct Weowns. And then I think that is the update from my side. And that another thing, there's been a question on the staking as to, some people were confused by the Weowns they saw on the Ether scan, around 4 million Weowns that were transferred before the launch. Actually, those Weowns were transferred to the spot account on the Launch, so they were not sold. Some people were saying it's like those Weowns were sold or something. No, those ones were moved to the Launch exchange. And then apart from that, I think I will be guided by the question at the time of the Q&A session. For now, let me hand over to you to take us through the presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, and Adeltebele. As you know, officially I'm back, and I thank everyone. Okay, maybe if I could also get access to. Okay, thank you so much, Adeltebele, again. Just a minute, just as I get our presentation really ready so that we can have this important presentation. It's going to be the final year presentation as we get into the 2022, and just to really thank everyone who has been there for the CEO. It has been a very difficult year, but again, at the same time, we have a big family that we have come to know as Rheonomy, and we lost one of our very dear members, my wife, and it was very emotional. A lot of things happened. Literally 4 months behind the scene, as has been dealing with a lot of issues, but successfully, with your support, with your prayers, I managed to get through this, and I'm very, 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 very happy about that. But again, knowing that we lead a very big global organization called Weownomy. It's a very, very young company, one of the best in the history of the world and in the history of the African continent, because it's the only company that holds your dreams, holds your aspirations, and it's your own kind of like ownership oriented company that is going to really change not only your personal income lives, but again, it's also going to change a great deal of what is happening in the social media space and so many challenges that we have, as you know, economically, and to have a company that really focuses on your personal income lives and to have a community of over 200,000 people, 240,000 to be precise, is amazing. And so this speaks a great deal on what we are going to achieve. So this year, there's quite a lot that has come through. And again, we are going in 2022. That's going to be the year of Rheonomy. It will be an amazing start with the lifetime payment method, and Delta Billy just told you. We have a great deal that has happened this year, and the climax of it, to have our own crypto currency that people trade daily, over $1.8 million that you guys have cashed out. And we wanted to do it in a different way, but I told Delta Billy, we will just have to let people sell, the ones who are selling, because then now when the all Weons get finished, we still have all of those Weons, and then we can be able to deal with those ones who have not sold. So we know those ones who have sold, and those ones who have not yet are the ones we're going to look at. And I think we have more than 56,000 people who did stake, and all of that money was just pumped in to make sure that we consistently maintain the Weons, which started at $13, and people are cashing it from $13 up to where it is, and consistently. But again, to really have our own Weons still performing as it is amazing compared to as many different cryptocurrencies that are there. But again, as you know, there's been so much in a very short period of time. From April, by the way, when the whole program of Weownomy got started, the whole ecosystem, we got started it in around March, but the whole incorporation was successful towards the end of April. And we have had a lot of progress up to where we are. We do have the cryptocurrency. We do have the success with Rheonomy chart. We had Weon's wedding day. We had also the Rheonomy app, and we also were graced with the app developers who participated. La Token Exchange came on board, and now we're also coming in with another exchange, a derivative exchange. And so we have something very amazing. And again, towards the end, we had also very important strategic investors whom actually have already signed with one, but because of the death of my wife. So most of them were saying, we need to give you time to be with your family, together even with Rheonomy chat. That finished quite tremendous work, but they said, we would like to give you time. So that means we'll be able to engage them more actively starting in January to get everyone back on track and see how we can really help. So that was a little bit of a slow progress towards the end, with the activity that affected my life at that time. But again, we have something amazing that we're gonna come. So I did write the final year letter, and today I'm gonna take you to a very, very comprehensive way. And I would like most of you to remember one thing. When you see the Rheonomy ecosystem, at least if you can start with Rheonomy chat, try and see the ecosystem of WeChat, the ecosystem of WhatsApp, then you can be able to understand, because if you guys are co-owners, you need to really understand what our business is so that you can really appreciate the whole big picture. And so today I will take you through that, but most importantly, we now have completely ended the subscriptions of Class A, Class B, Class C, and Class D. So that means we are fully going to now have a whole open of new form of co-ownership that only allows a one-time subscription of $1, and we can credit all those new people with $1,000 worth of wins as they join in. And today you're going to learn how we can be able to sustain the wins with an increased price. And on top of that, having a new exchange, Budget, a derivative exchange coming on board, that's going to really be a game changer in one way or another. And so the next year, we will now start on a very great foundation, knowing that what we have achieved, by the way, WhatsApp actually launched with the same number of people that we have. I think for them, it was slightly higher. It was around 250,000. We are around 240,000 plus. And from there, they just went to over 700 million people and the rest. So we have a very, very great potential going forward. So I'm very excited to take you through our very final Zoom of the year and explain to you so that we can be able to understand how next year will be. Actually, today, we're going to learn more about the resolution, because this is the time when you as individuals, you also make your own resolutions. So this is also very important for you to also understand what is the resolution of our ecosystem going forward in 2022 and what it means much closer. But the best thing is that we are starting a lifetime payment method, and it's not only for you as co-owners, the 240, especially the pioneer co-owners, but again, for as many tens and thousands of people who will be coming through. So that's going to really be clearly explained today. So thank you very much. You're back on board. I'm back, and I want to just make sure that you have the best of next year, and that's going to be the year of Weownomy, when Weownomy goes global or goes mainstream, and that's so special for you to understand that. So as we now better understand our ecosystem as a revolutionary company, absolutely, we are going to build all of our sustainable solutions with the Weow's price. Now, what you need to know, we are able to achieve anything that we want to do. We are able to accomplish all of the things that we want to do because of very important things in our ecosystem. We have our own cryptocurrency, and it's a decentralized, what we call tokenomics. And we are also going to introduce what we call a data plan. As you know, If you check on MTN, you check on Cell C, you check on Vodacom, they all have this data plan for WhatsApp and WeChat. But I think most popular is the WhatsApp that you guys know. So we're also going full swing, and we're going to be able to explain to you what that means. And I'll also try and really help you to understand why it's very important and why 2022 will be the year of Rheonomy Chat and Rheonomy Web. So, just looking at the first side, you may think it's just going to be like any other chat app, but there's so much more that you will be able to understand. And as you know, we are over 240,000 plus, and we have decided to officially end the subscriptions. And so the very importance of ending those subscriptions was to allow a smaller number of people who will be able to go with the kind of a sustainable program that we want to set up for you. And also globally, we don't want to threaten our competitors with a huge influx. So we want to make sure that we have a smaller number of allied pioneer co-owners who are going to really have exclusive kind of like of huge payouts, and others who will have relatively good payouts in form of co-ownership that allows them to even earn $1,000 or maybe even up to $10,000. But as we go on, we want to split two things. The 240,000 plus, they will be the true people who will now own a sizable number of the asset, the wins. Others will only be able to get indirectly the wins through the zero cost economy. And at the same time, they'll also be able to get paid in form of the clicking, commenting, and stuff like that. So that's something very unique that we want to do. And so you guys are very lucky to be part of the major ecosystem. And so as we go ahead, you're going to be very appreciative that you're born lucky. And people, when they look and see our whole ecosystem, it's something which has been tested, and it's something which has been successful. And that's why we have these technology companies like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and all of these major companies. And definitely Rheonomy Chat is one of the game changers in terms of what is going to happen in 2022. So when you sit down and as an entrepreneur, you look at what is in the market, you see the different kind of players, you see the opportunity, and the opportunities that Rheonomy Chat, Rheonomy Web, or the whole Rheonomy ecosystem has is totally something that you cannot ignore. However much there might be many different voices out there, and to also have in our ecosystem a decentralized ownership of our own Weons, it's amazing, because that again puts us in a different. I was just amazed to know that in Lesotho, the central bank is also considering to have a digital currency, the Maloti to be a digital currency. Just imagine, we are past that. We are already tested, and that Delta Billy just confirmed to you that over $1.8 million has just been distributed amongst you guys who took it to your own and sold all of those wheels. And you made a lot of money, you understand? And so that alone shows you we are, and the coin is there, because most of them don't even last for a long period of time, but a lot of people can actually cash out every day, every hour with the wheels. But as we know, there's going to be much more happening in the space of wheels, as you'll understand today. So it's very important to understand who is the CEO of Rheonomy? How did you get how did you get to have this whole issue of the Weownomy ecosystem, and what is the kind of my leadership style? If you want to know who I am, I'm a transformational leadership. I'm a transformational leader, and it's very important for you to understand, so that if you understand my style, then you can appreciate the style of different other transformational leaders, people like Elon Musk, people like Mark Zuckerberg, very, very, very powerful transformational leadership. They're totally different. We are not conventional leaders. We are disruptive leaders. I can sit with you within an hour, the whole system changes, and you start complaining, why did you leave this? That's part of a disruptive leader. And so being a global CEO, and especially understanding what a transformational leader, my leadership skills incorporates a kind heart. And in that, you're able to have the ability to see the potential in people and ideas that others cannot. So I'm a very quick person. If you talk to me and you have an idea, I can take a lot of time with you. But if you're a person who's complaining, I don't waste my time, because I know there's a lot of things we need to do in the world, and part of complaining is not what I really want to focus on. And I can be able to support something which is not working more easily than other people, and deal with it in a very disruptive way. And that's why you could see when we started, there's so many things that have changed, and it has kept the company in a very good path. And again, being a visionary, able to create, sustain, communicate the vision of the Weownomy ecosystem, and also being able to make sure that I also get others on board. And so I do also incorporate many ideas from you guys. Guys were very, very sharp, and inspiring them, and put them into action. And you'll be able to see, like today, there's a very wonderful lady called Christabel. She's called Boss Lady. Has some of very interesting ideas in the housing. And so I'm incorporating some of those ideas so that I can show you that I don't just focus on me alone, but I also bring ideas from other people to show you that if you have a very good idea and you're co-owner, and you look at this business and you're a person who really wants to see the greatness, we definitely, we're gonna work. So most important, you have to be very innovative. If you're very innovative, Weownomy ecosystem is for you. And so that's very important. And again, achieving goals that seem impossible to most people. And that's so big, because what we have laid out and what we want to do, we want to make sure that we can do as much what people cannot think it's possible. We're able to do that, you see. So it's for information to just see in a very short period of time. If you could just look at any company that started and being able to see that people can trade over $1.8 million in a very short period of time, I don't think you can find as many startups that can do that. So we have a huge potential just in that space. Yeah, and then being able to create solutions strategically in order to achieve change, and action-oriented plans, which we pursue relentlessly until we're able to achieve the goals set out at the beginning of leadership journey. And flexibility in approach. And so transformation leaders are very flexible. Even when they encounter problems, they make sure that they will find a new way around it or over it. And they can have to do anything out of the ordinary or uncomfortable. So when you're dealing with a transformational leader, he will not do things which are comfortable. He will do things to really make sure that we get to where we're going, and with terrific speed. So I thought it's very important for people to understand the kind of my leadership style, and that is going to help us as we build this big global organization going forward. Now, with that, we also have the art of leading with vision. We have an extraordinary vision that we want to achieving goals with the influence, bringing up very major different people on board, like the strategic investors that we have. They're very, very powerful, by the way, if you know their background, where they're coming from, and having an extraordinary vision, which we can articulate with clarity and conviction, as well as having the determination and persistence needed to see it through. And that's where we are, from where we started as from April, or precisely March, and where we are up to December, and going into January. What we've achieved is amazing, is historical, and it's on a global scale. So that's something very, very important. Now, today, as I communicated to you in the final year letter, I did inform you about a new, transformational step. We definitely did an amazing job to get ourselves on La Token Exchange, and La Token Exchange has been amazing, getting our token to participate there very well. They're now helping us, working with them together to make sure we have our token on the coin marketplace. You're going to see a lot of different traders coming on board. But again, on top of that, we are going on a derivatives platform, which is a different exchange, which also has is known, one of the top derivative platforms, I think one of the 10 top derivative platforms globally. And this is big for them to really say, are you guys, you're gonna come on board? I've talked with 2 representatives, and one of them is actually on this call, listening to this Zoom meeting. And tomorrow I'm gonna be able to follow up with them as we prepare for, making sure that we get very good program going ahead. So we're gonna have a unique approach on BJET derivatives platform. It's not gonna have staking. Staking is still going on La Token Exchange. On the BJET, it's going to be different. We're gonna have a globalized trading competition of the ecosystem of Weons up to 300 Bitcoin price pool. And in addition to that, we are also going to have a coin reward system for our lifetime co-owners, which is around 240. And that is big. The whole instance of this is to actually increase more visibility on our Weons coin. And again, it's going to also increase more trade and have more serious. When we talk of globalized trading, we're talking over 40 countries of different powerful traders who are coming at the same time with Rheonomy chart launch or app usage. This is going to be something very, very, very interesting. So I want to really give you that understanding of what this means, okay? So what this means, we are setting aside, you remember, we have over 300 million Weons, which we had set aside. And so out of that, there's 4 million Weons that have been on La Token Exchange. And now we're going to have 150 million Weons, which will be pushed to this new exchange, BJET derivatives trading platform. And it's going to be used for a different purpose to make sure that there is a new program, trading competition powered by BJET crypto trading derivatives trading platform. And the whole program, which is going to be approved by them, and then we can come back and share with you. But the whole essence is we want our whole Weon ecosystem to be a trading So the Weownomy ecosystem is going to be turned out like a game. So there will be the Rheonomy chart, there will be the Weownomy Pay, there will be the different non-fungible tokens, one for our late Olivia. We're going to have different ecosystems. So there will be like a kind of a game. And so these elite traders are going to be trading a new ecosystem of a social media platform, of a zero-cost market, zero-cost economy. Everything that is part of the Weownomy ecosystem is going to be turned out as a game under this trading competition, and different teams will be set together. And apart from that, the co-owners, for them, they will just be part of the cash out. So the cash outs for them, they will not be participating, but whatever that will be part of the ecosystem of the global ecosystem of traders, they will increase that. So those guys are going to participate. So they will be bringing in their own different. So the way the 300 Bitcoin price pool is going to be structured is going to also tap into a unique data plan that I'm going to talk today. And that data plan will also be used as part of the whole Bitcoin price program. And 300 Bitcoin is something amazing, and that is going to increase. And in addition to that, knowing that we also have a unique program going ahead, whereby we'll be able to discuss it. We have an annual one-time subscriptions of $1. So there's also going to be quite a number of things that are going to happen. So the goal of the competition is not only to reward our 240,000 lifetime co-owners, but also the new elite traders who will participate in the total price of up to 300 Bitcoin, including the zero cost economy data plan. So in that zero cost economy data plan, as you know, as any of these major social media platforms, they make money through advertising. So for us, for every SIM card, most of the whole arrangement of advertisements will only be $1, and you'll be able to see how that will happen. And the Weowns will now deal with all of the data plans. So that means all of the people who are going to join, we're going to talk to all of these different telecommunication companies, MTN, Cell C, and the rest. And so we're going to have a unique data plan whereby on the whole package, if we have a package of around $13, for example, WeChat takes $8, WhatsApp, they have quite a lot, but for us, we're just going to take $1 per SIM card. So that's amazing. It's a lot of money, and it is going to really help us to power the Weowns in major ways. So now we want to bring as many people to get to understand what the Weownomy ecosystem is, and using our own Weowns. And so the Weowns, it's going to become something major. So we're very happy to have the BJet crypto derivatives trading platform on board, and we are tying the whole ecosystem, and that's what is going to come out in a program they will have to approve in January before we can officially let you know when exactly it's going to go live, and as it goes live, how the whole program is going to be laid out. And that is also going to be something very exciting. So it's going to be a new way to trade Weowns. As you continue to do trades, as you do on a token exchange, there's going to be a new way to trade Weowns with a 300 Bitcoin in prices. So if you want to know how much 300 Bitcoin in prices, you can just do the calculations with the current Bitcoin price. So that's amazing. It's really going to do that. So the Weownomy global ecosystem will be officially powered by the BJet derivatives trading platform for the global traders in over 40 countries to participate in the global trading competition. They have done that. They do have a program, another different program. So they're very, very good in how they're going to handle this. And you're going to see a lot of people in different countries get to be exposed to the Weons in another different way. So that's very, very interesting as we get started in the year 2022 with this important program, okay? Now, so this global Weons trading competition, its purpose is to increase the Weons coin price and to reward the lifetime co-owners. And at the same time, the elite traders will be able to benefit up to 300 Bitcoin. And the zero cost OTT plan is also going to be a major part of opportunity there. So we are shifting 150 million Weons coin, whereby we'll also have other tokens that will be made. And so those tokens will be part of the ecosystem. So as you know, we talked of a digital gold coin, and that is going to be in memory of Olivia Nakubulwa, and at the same time, the whole other different ecosystems, they'll also have different tokens. So that means our lifetime co-owners and the elite traders, they will not only have the Weons, but the Weons coin will represent the same price, will be equivalent to these different new NFTs that are coming up, including the zero cost economy. Now, the whole program that is being submitted is the 300 BTC price pool, and it's going to really be powered with a unique way. So the unique data plan that we're coming up with, the zero cost economy data plan, which I'm going to explain shortly, is one of the biggest catalysts in making this trading competition successful, and it will increase very quickly to the 300 BTC. Now, the lifetime co-owners, we're going to sign a derivative contract with the BJ trading platform. Initially, I talked of $1, but now we're going to increase it and make sure that we put the whole competition at $3 per Weon derivative contract. So that's very good. So that means most of your package that we had given you, if you now multiply it by $3, yeah, you'll be able to get something unique, something very powerful coming from this new exchange, as we get all the different program, which will be laid out on their website, and we'll also communicate with you. But now we're giving you like an overview of what it will be. So that's very, very important. Going further, all the profits go back into the price pool forever. So that means all the earnings from the trading competitions will be invested into the price pool until it reaches its limit, 300 BTC, 150 million, whichever comes first, and shared with the lifetime co-owners and the light global traders. And the unique features of all this is that the goal is to create an ecosystem where Weons can be used for more than just transactions, with plans for it to become accepted as a payment in stores and companies around the world using the zero cost economy. So data is something very powerful. It's an integral part of success in today's economy, but not all companies want to share the insight with you freely. So, but now it doesn't have to be this way. So with the zero cost economy data plan, your customers will be able to consume high quality market research at no cost. And this is going to be the highest price pool of any global competition. So we have amazing program with this project. So going forward, I'm excited to let you understand that we are going to have a very unique, all social media platforms, they do work with all of the different players. And in this case, we have what it means, something very, very powerful. And that means that our data plan will be structured in the way that all the users who are involved with Rheonomy chat, and all these users will now be using the Weons coin to be able to facilitate all of their usage of when they're using Rheonomy chat. They will not have to pay their own different data. There is going to be a very different plan together with all of these different service providers out there to enable as many people as possible to be able to benefit. And it will allow us to initiate a very win-win solution that allows us to get $1 a SIM card for all of the different users that come on board. And on top of that, it will also enable us to power the whole, to power the whole Rheonomy chat, and enable us to pay MTN, Vodacom, Cell C, and other different providers out there. And we can be able to easily increase as many users who will come on our platform, so that we know that data is a very, very challenging issue, but we have found a very good plan on how to do that, and in a way that it's easier to get as many people who will use the platform and paid to use the platform easily, and at the same time benefit, making sure that they can be able to earn something out of it. So that's the most important thing, and how the Weons zero cost economy data plan is going to be something interesting, and it will enable a great deal of you. So as you benefit to be paid to use the platform, okay, at the same time, it allows you to also deal with other service providers in one or another. Okay, so I just want to make sure that if people are seeing my slides, so just let me see. It's like some of you are not seeing my slides. Let me be sure if you're seeing. Okay, if you're seeing, all right, just a moment. Okay. Now, can you see my current slide? I just want to make sure that. Okay. Sorry, it's like I was doing the presentation and most of the people are not seeing the slides. So sorry about that. Okay. All right. Sure. Okay, so thank you very much. As we move to the very important essence of our presentation today, we have literally ready the Rheonomy chat app. As I told you, there was just a bit of delay because of the events that transpired in December. But now in January, we're going to have the app ready. So the app is going to make sure that as many people who are going to use it, we're going to have every user from now on be able to pay $1 one time, and at the same time, they will be able to also be credited Weons worth $1,000 per month. No, once, and then again, depending on the activities that someone will be able to, participate, there will be different plans of remuneration. So this is the first chat app with its own token economy or with its own cryptocurrency that allows you, pays you for using it, and allows a user, when he subscribes, is able to also have a number of Weons credited on his own account. And with the chat app, it gives you money because we are going to have a special plan. As I've just told you, right now, as you use your own phones on WhatsApp, there are different data plans that are always involved when you're using when you're using your own phones. But now our data plan is going to be different. All the different service providers will not be charging you, but we are going to have a special plan that allows us to benefit $1 per SIM card through what we call an advertising package. We don't want to charge them as much as they charge, as much as WeChat charges, or as much as WhatsApp charges. We're just gonna charge. So that means an average revenue per user is $1. And that $1 helps us to power the Weons. And from the Weons, once we are able to power it, it allows us to be able to meet all of the different activities. First of all, to maintain the lifetime payment method, and also to maintain the zero cost economy, to maintain the radio listenership. So there are two things. The annual subscription, that one will also have a portion that goes to maintain all of the different operations of Rheonomy in different countries. So we want to make sure that their offices, we have an operation there, so that as the project grows, we have different co-owners. So the lifetime co-owners will be part of the people who will be running these operations in all of these different countries. So that is very important for you. Now, the other $1 that we're going to get from every SIM card, that one is what we'll be mainly using to power different kind of payments for different activities. And at the same time, it will also be able to also be part of the payments that can also deal with the lifetime ownership, and also for the different users. So that's something very important. And we're going to show you how that is going to be structured. It's very, very important. And it's a plan that is going to be very, very successful with the current service providers that are out there. And the whole process of that is simply, we don't want to take as much, but the little we can get from every of the different user who is in the network allows us to have a unique Weons price that is stable, which will increase in value as it's being used. So that's very, very, very important. And we are now preparing as the Weownomy Chat App Store list gets ready in January, and that's going to really make this whole program. And in between, we are contacting MTN, Vodacom, Cell C, and all of these different service providers who will be very, very happy to understand that, because we have already done very wonderful research and seen all of the different activities, looking at their SMS revenue from 2002 up to now. The SMS revenue has been dwindling because WhatsApp has taken a lot of revenue from them. But we are coming in with just a small amount, $1 per SIM card, instead of what these guys are taking. And it's going to really make a big, big, big change. And it's going to really improve greatly. So these are the different players that we have: Telecom, Cell C, Vodacom, and MTN. And so those are part of the major players whom we want to engage, because we know our users need to have a special package, and that package, we want everyone who is going to use Weownomy Chat not to ever pay any data, by us engaging them and making sure that all of these service providers have a special way of how they're going to interact with our users. So that's going to be something different, so that in that way, you get paid for using the service. They also get paid much more than what WhatsApp is paying them, what WeChat pays them. And so that's where we want to build our game. So those guys take much, but we want to just take a little bit of it and allow as much more room, because we have our coin. So if that $1 goes into powering our coin, that coin can do a great deal. So you're going to see how that happens. So let me take you to history. So when you see the average revenue per user for all of these mobiles, so like Vodacom, which is red, they were around, let's say, 160. but when you see it dropped up to 116. Why? You'll be able to know why. If you see MTN, which is yellow, at one time they were getting from revenue from SMS, revenue from around 200, slightly above, and then they dropped up to 96, you see. If you look at green, which is Cell C, they were somewhere in between 150, they also dropped to 93, and then we have Telecom, which is in between 0 and 50, so they're around 89. And the reason for that is when WhatsApp came in, it took a lot of revenue from them, and these mobile companies have the infrastructure costs, but most of these social media apps, they are leveraging on those infrastructure costs. Now, as you see, again, you can see from the year 2002, Vodacom was earning a revenue per user as 182 because of the SMS revenue. MTN 208, Cell C and Telecom, they did not have that. 203, it was 183. MTN had slightly low. 2004, Vodacom had 177, MTN had 184. So that's how much money Vodacom was making. Now, as you come to 2009, you go to 2015, it came down drastically. Why? It's because of this picture. It's because WhatsApp took everything, and Vodacom remained with very little, MTN, Telecom. And that's where we come. We want to make sure that we are able to leverage, and we know the power of social media. And so for us, we want to be smart. So what we have realized that as they were making 208, MTN was at around $13 that they were making, but now they're slightly at $7. So with the zero cost economy, we only, for now, to get started, if we just only take $1, we don't want to take as much as WhatsApp takes from all of this different competition that is here. We want to make sure that at least we can take something like $1. What does that mean? Because WhatsApp earns huge amount. They earn over, in billions of dollars, and I think $15 million just within South Africa, and now it's been increasing. So for us, looking at the SMS revenue alone, we can only position for the start and start with only $1, and that $1 with just a smaller number of people that we have, and you're going to see how that will happen. We can literally make over $10 million within a month, or even within a week, to power our Weon. And with that $1, we are able to talk to these service providers and explain to them that most of the revenue that you guys have been losing out, we are able to match it and allow you guys to be able to make a great deal of income. Now, if you want to know what this means, I would like to just show you one of the news which will be able to show you what I'm talking about. So, okay, I would like to just show you what this means. So you can see this story, and they were saying why MTN hates WhatsApp, okay? So this is a story that is gonna show you. So MTN, South Africa, this story came out in 2015 by then, and I think the leader by then called on the industry regulator to have a level playing field between operators and over-the-top services like WhatsApp. They were saying you have these players, which are getting huge benefit out of, okay. Oh, just sorry, I think I want to make sure that my screen can show. can it share? What is it? Oh, just a moment. Oh, sorry, I'm seeing the problem. Okay, now it's gonna be fine. Okay. Can I see? Is it? Okay. That Tabeli? That Tabeli? I think it's my screen. Can we find a way? I just forgot. I've just now. I'm seeing people are not seeing. There's someone who's interfering with the presentation.
Yeah, let me do this. Are you still not okay? Let me.
Okay, because when I'm shared, I can see. Okay, I think I'm fine.
There's someone who is sharing the screen here.
Okay, can you see mine now?
Okay. On my side, it is not showing as yet. Why MTN to WhatsApp?
Yeah. That's what I was. Showing. Yeah. Please let us cooperate. There shouldn't people were interacting with our enable to. Okay. Now I was just giving a clear picture of what happened before looking at the opportunity of MTN was complaining about some of these different social media platforms back then in 2015. And when I looked at that and what we have, so that means this important social media, telecommunication service providers will really like our plan, because our plan provides an opportunity not to compete with the current telecommunication providers, because they do invest a lot into the infrastructure. And so it's very, very important that we meet them also halfway. And with our plan, it enables us to leverage with what they have and what we can be able to provide them in terms of our unique data plan. And so that's very, very important going forward. Yeah. So with that said, I would just want to go back and share my presentation to continue with the. Okay. So under the table, I think we are having some background noises again. Okay. So with that, you're able to see the trends of different SMEs revenue went down, and you can see WhatsApp kept on earning and earning and earning. So with that, we have a very unique way of how we are going to do this. We have seen how we can be able to monetize with the information that allows us to be able to enable as much of the information that you're going to be sharing, inbound and outbound messages, and how you can be able to be rewarded using the Weowns. So that means with a unique data plan that allows us to combine the subscriptions of $1 and also the SIM card advertising revenue that is only targeted at $1 per day, it's by simply having as many messages that are being sent out by our own users. So for example, if we have 6 million messages out and 4 million in, and we have probably a number of 2.4 million active users in a month, that can position us at least to have preferably something like $2.5 million. And that's something very powerful. And if we can now have a different plan that allows us to now be able to leverage even on the major subscribers. We have over 33.5 million subscribers on MTN, Vodacom is 45, Cell's is 9.2, and other different networks that may be across African continent, but we're just looking at, for example, in South Africa. That again provides us a very good thing, because we want a plan that allows most of the users to get on board without really getting bothered with how they can get data. And for us, we have a plan that allows MTN or other service providers to be able actually to have a special plan that allows them to get more revenue, as much as even we get a smaller revenue of $1 per individual. That again helps us to leverage with our Weons, and it can really do a great deal, because our game plan is to make sure that people use the platform and they're paid to use the platform. So that's something very, very important. And so as much as we take a little amount, we don't want to take as much as WhatsApp takes or other major social media platform, but just a small amount, and together with our own Weons on the market, we're able to do exceedingly well, okay? And I've just shown you with the difference. So now we also have this important program of 10 campaign for 2022 Rheonomy Chat app launch. What this means, as we launch Rheonomy Chat, people are gonna start using it in January. We would like every individual, especially the lifetime co-owner, to be able to bring 10 people. So at least if we have 2.4 million new Rheonomy Chat users, that provides us at least more than a revenue of $2.4 million per day from the data plan that we're working. And I really salute Christabel, who came with this idea. And I have already 10 people that I can bring on board. So that means it's around 140 Rand for each one of them who are coming with the $1 subscription. And it really makes a great opportunity to have each one of you, because as a lifetime co-owner, you don't just sit and money comes, but you also become part of building the ecosystem. And so that really makes it powerful. The other individuals, we can be able easily to get them from these networks. The reason being that we have an attractive program for the networks, whereby we are able to show them, this is so much that WhatsApp is taking from you guys, and we can literally leverage with you and show you how we only want $1 from every of the different users as the average revenue, and we can allow them to take something more by using the Weons to pay a little bit more, and then that will allow most of these networks to actually drive as many users to come on the network. Okay, so it's something important for you to understand that. So it's greatly important. And with this campaign, which starts as we get the app on the App Store, it will be very important for each lifetime co-owner to get as many, at least minimum of 10 people on board. Okay, so if every lifetime co-owner can get 10 people with the launch of Rheonomy Chat, that means 6 million outbound messages, which could inject over 2.5 million worth of Weons coin daily. And so if we can inject that in Weons, that means we can actually have the coin move as fast and go up, and then that coin now can be able to help us to do as many things as possible to really be able to work with these networks in a very good way. And that's where the zero cost economy comes in, because it allows us to be able to have an attractive program that is different from WhatsApp. And then it will also enable us to allow as many people to use a Rheonomy chat without really getting bothered with data, because they can be able to really have as much usage. And again, at the same time, they can also be able to get as much revenue on top of that. So that is something very, very, very powerful for your information. And again, it also allows us to be able to make sure that as people chat, they're able to be paid. You earn money from your chat messages. So that's very simple. So we charge $1 per SIM card as our average revenue per user, linked with our zero cost economy. WeChat and WhatsApp, they charge up to $8. So there's that difference, and that's what most of these networks will be very happy, because that's very, very easy for them to get to really take our plan much more easier than what WeChat and WhatsApp charges them. Okay, and again, it allows us, because we have our own Weon, to leverage on that, and we can easily be able to pay many different users who will be coming in on the network to use Weownomy chat for chatting, watching video and stuff. So if this plan helps us to solve the problem of people using data on Rheonomy chat, and that helps us to actually expand to get as many users who come on board just by $1 per SIM card, rather than the $8 which WeChat and WhatsApp charges. So that is our game plan in that area. And on top of that, the money gets in, we get it, we inject it in our Weon, and the Weon gets much more stable, because now a lot of people will now get to use that, to use our coin consistently, and it makes everything very powerful. So that's the best way of how we can monetize the messages that people will be using on the platform. And it's going to be also easier for us to pay. So that is how these social media platforms make a lot of money through the advertising part of it. But for us, we leverage that small amount and with our Weon, and it makes it much more easier for us to actually pay as many people as possible. So the game plan is simple. Again, you own your chat messages. We have that $1, inject it in Weon, and as many messages that come through, and as many people keep on subscribing and they come on board, and starting with you guys being able to bring your own 10 people, starting as soon as the app is being downloaded. It's very easy. You're building your own empire. It's not the CEO building it on his own. Then all of us benefit. We benefit because we have turned all of the money into the data plan. We inject it into our Weon, and again, at the same time, it comes back to pay us to pay everyone in the ecosystem in a very unique way. So it pays the lifetime co-owners, it pays the new users, and we can then increase tremendously, because as many people know that this is a new app, you don't need to use data, you just get in and everything is sorted for you. And then we also seal and make sure that the huge revenue that most of these service providers were losing, we're able to allow them to have something, because we can leverage with our Weons to actually pay them a little bit more, but taking just a small amount of that $1 to make sure that that $1 continuously makes it easier for us to increase. Now we have $2, by the way. One is coming from the annual subscription, which again helps us to build the whole network across globally. The other $1 is consistently going to be used to make sure that it strengthens the Weons, and that makes it easier for the Weons price to consistently increase. And as the Weon price consistently increases with the high value, it can then enable us to meet a great deal of the payments that needs to be done, not only for the lifetime co-owners, but also the new users, and also to also have our digital gold coin to make sure that we consistently build the whole foundation of the Weons to be powerful. And as the Weons increases tremendously, then that makes it very easy for us. Okay, so that's the game plan, and it's a win-win situation for the service providers to give us that unique data plan, and that data plan enables us to increase and get as many people who would have not actually joined because they don't have data to go on this to use internet and stuff like that. And so to that on our side, it's something very, very powerful. So with that, then it also enables us to also fulfill the zero cost economy housing case study. We now have one company which is owned by a co-owner. Many people wanted to know exactly how is this zero cost housing going to happen. Others, we are making deals with other people or with other organizations or companies, but we thought, why don't we do a clear example with one company so that people can understand exactly how this concept is going to work. One, we are signing a contract with this company, Patrol Properties. So what happens is they are going to demonstrate. This company, first of all, it's in the construction industry. They've done quite a number of different houses. They're proven. They're best in South Africa. And the reason for that, if we start with this one company and they're able to set out some of those important houses, so they have come up with a very good program. There are houses for Class D, they're different. Houses for Class C, houses for Class B and Class A, and even for those new ones who are just coming in with just $1. So that's very, very important. So the way it happens is we are going to use a derivative contract as a pilot program. So we have 10 million Weons at $6, that's around $60 million. And what that means, we're going to pilot and implement an initial set number of houses for different co-owners who will have free access to this pilot project. And what that means is that they will get a number of people from Class D, and they will assign them to sign without any payment, and they should be lifetime co-owners for now. And so they can sign with Class D up to a maximum of 500,000. For Class B, they will sign 1.5 million. For Class C, they will sign up to 3.5 million. And Class A, it's around 10. So that's why we see the 10 million Weons at $60 million. They can be able to do at least some few examples for those. Class D, Class B, Class C and A. And then for the new ones who are just paying $1 annual subscription, they will sign up to 300,000 Rand. Now, that's going to be a very clear, practical picture for people to understand how they can actually own a house without paying, because it was very confusing for as many people. What actually really happens, the company is actually paid in Weons, and that value that we pay the company in Weons, it is now transferred to you without any payment. So that's the zero cost economy. It's like someone saying, I'm giving you 10 million Bitcoins, but I want those Bitcoins to be transferred into a product and service. So this service is, we're going to give you a house and for different classes. And so for them, they will fulfill and make sure they are able to do that exactly for those different classes. Okay. And upon signing this initiative, they will now be able to get that amount. We're going to have that on the new exchange, okay? Because we're going to put that as part of the program, that we make sure that they can be able to get those funds, and then they're able to implement the zero-cost housing pilot program. Now, the purpose of that, immediately they implement these different classes of a new way to own and live, it then allows as many other programs of houses out there to come into the same zero-cost program. And that's big. So that's another way of increasing the visibility and usability of Rheons into not only transactions, not only just speculations and trading like what most of the people have been doing, but now into important transactions that can again solidify and have as many people and many other companies into the housing program come on board and expand. So that becomes easier. So instead of you using the conventional way, whereby you go to these companies and these companies want you to pay cash, now this is different. They come, they get to sign a contract for Rheons in that arrangement, and then that program is being fulfilled in a different way by signing. So now for this one, they will be able to tell us how many houses they can be able to do with that amount. And once they complete it, the timeline, and then this will be the very first case study. So this case study gets finished, then now we can launch it as an official way. And you're gonna see a lot of people coming through this program of housing and the zero-cost economy very easily. So the program is designed to provide affordable housing options that are accessible to anyone who wants them without the financial risk associated with the conventional investment. So the conventional way is different. You can either maybe go for mortgage and what. This is totally different. There's nothing like mortgage. You don't have to pay anything, provided you are a lifetime co-owner, and provided we know which class you're in, then you know I can qualify for a certain amount. And then the other important thing for the lifetime co-owners, you can also upgrade differently within the same ecosystem that we have. So that one will also be possible. You can be able to upgrade. So this is how the new economic model for housing will work. We signed the 10 million Rheons at $6. So that means there's approximately 60 million US dollars in the Rheons market that can be transferred directly to these housing programs and in partnership with this construction company. And then it's able to fulfill everything. And then after it fulfills, then we can use that case study to allow others into the housing market to come and join, and now they will be able to understand that. So that's very powerful. Then another one also that we know is the Rheon Zero Cost Economy radio paid listenership. So we have really worked with Mzansi for some time. Now it's also going to be in the same light. They will also sign 1 million worth of Rheons, and we will also have different listenership programs. For Class D is 5,000 per month. For Class C, it's 15,000. Class B, 35,000. And then Class A is 100,000 per month. So that's also going to be implemented in that way. And as the first radio listenership program, that again happens very clearly. Now, this program, these two programs are very possible because we now have the global allied trading competition. We also have the Weownomy chart together with the data plan that I've just explained for $1 per SIM card, and how that is going to happen, because there's a lot of money they've been losing out from these social media platforms that take a lot of money. but for us, we want to take as little as $1 per SIM card or average per revenue for every individual, and then making it easier with a unique data plan that allows many of our important users, everyone on any network who's going to use Rheonomy chat. We want to make sure that we have a specific data plan with these providers, and you just simply use it. Because our goal is simply use it, and you're paid for using it. And we are showing you how that is going to happen. And that is going to be something very important, because many of these, telecommunication service providers, they also do pay out a lot of money into advertisement. But with this plan, it becomes much, much more easier. And then we can expand increasingly fast globally. And at the same time, we can as well be able to pay our users in different ways, and for them owning their data and being paid for that. And again, at the same time, making sure that the service providers, they've been losing a great revenue, and if they can be able to earn a little bit more revenue, definitely they're going to like our plan. And that is going to be something very, very, very wonderful, because it brings in a lot of people. And if you can solve the problem of data, then that's where we are. We solve that because we have our Weons, and as our Weons increases in strength, and we can put it not only in data, we can also put it in different section economic entities, it helps us in a very good way. But now we are setting 2 case studies for the radio, for the housing, and going into the trading competition. That becomes something very, very powerful. And going into the data plan, whereby we have $1 for every individual, then that makes it easier. We are not charging the individual. We have a different program that we make sure that as these guys, the service providers, make a little bit more, we only just take a small amount of $1, inject it in our Weons. Our Weon becomes powerful, and then we can meet as many things as we want. And that is where we are going to really make a great, great, great impact. So with that, our presentation for today is complete, and we've given you an insight of what is going to happen in 2022. And I'm now officially going to have another Zoom meeting with the BJet Exchange tomorrow to really make sure that we get to be prepared, and then have an announcement sometime in January to make sure that everything gets set. Then from there as well, we are having a quick data plan arrangement with all of these different service providers to just make them know that we are ready to launch, and this is what we want to do, and how we can get to fulfill this with a very little amount that allows them to make more revenue than what WhatsApp and the rest are taking from them. And we take just small, but again, we also power our Weon, and that makes everything. So it's gonna be a win-win, and that will make sure that we can consistently pay people, our lifetime co-owners, and also the new users. So that's going to be something powerful, because if the new users can understand that we can come in a network, and that network does not charge us for using the data, but there's another different data plan that we've organized with these different service providers, it makes everything very easy. It makes your life easier. It makes the life of the new users coming on board easier, so that as they come, we are able to earn something, and we are also able to build our all users going, our growth will be so quick. So thank you very much for that. And I know you guys have some questions. I'll be happy to answer and see how we can be able to proceed. But that is how 2022 will be. and we will also still give you more updates as we go ahead. Thank you very much. That has been the end of our presentation today. And very important, that this is now going to be the whole new revised approach of how we're moving, because our whole system is now going to be linked with a data plan, and that data plan allows as many people who are going to participate easily on our ecosystem, and allowing also our Weons to grow so fast, because we have something little that we can inject in it, and then it really grows so fast. And that is very, very important to really build this very, 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 very fast. So, and that's why our ecosystem of a social media platform makes the whole unique ability of our, of our Weon to grow strategically. So thank you very much. And I hope you guys have had a great deal of information, and this provides you a wonderful vision, insights of how we're going to start the new year. Thank you very much. And Adel Tebe. Yes, just completed
yes,
my
I'm trying to unmute our people here, but I saw that he put a comment on the YouTube channel, whereby somebody say what you are talking about, the data plan and all that. Some people have a tendency to go into the groups of those companies and now start asking about us even before things can get started. So I think it is important that some people should know that they shouldn't go to MTN or a company and now start about asking about the Weownomy or anything. These are still at a very early stage. I think that is very important. Others will even write to sport or and do those things, and then we really had a problem with that.
Yeah, no, okay, maybe to emphasize on that, definitely what all of the co-owners should understand, every social media platform uses a unique data plans. So that data plan, we are presenting our own program right away in readiness to make sure that people start to use Rheonomy chat as soon as we get ready in January. And definitely, who's going to provide the services? Yeah, that one should be common sense, that those services are going to be provided by different service providers, but we are going to have a different arrangement with them, or negotiations with them on how we intend to have a different data plan, different from what WhatsApp and other social media platforms provide, which is suitable for our people and which can also reward our people. So that's a very, very important point. Thank you, Ndadel.
I'm trying to unmute people here, and it seems not to be working. I'm not sure whether they are not aware that I'm unmuting them. But now I've tried with many people, it's not working. Let me see. Now I didn't want to unmute everyone. I just want to be sure that we can manage. People who raise their hands, please make sure that you unmute when I ask you to unmute, because now not sure where the problem is. Not a bit. Nobody is unmuting. I'm asking so many. Now I tried to 20, 30 people, still the same problem. No one is able to unmute. Maybe it's from my side. Maybe let me make you the admin, the host, and then you try to ask for them to unmute, because our side is not working.
You're making me a host.
Because I'm trying. I have people like Faith Mofugeng, Simon Malumisi, Date Abraham, Amelia Matoto. I'm trying. They are, is it Busisi where Razayo? I'm trying. It's not working. I'm not sure what is the problem. Maybe my network. I know that this is not. My Zoom is misbehaving now.
It's stuck or something. I don't think if it misbehaves on your side, do you think it will work on my side or? Or what if maybe you open the chat so people can type here and then we see the questions?
Let me do this. I make you a host. You try to unmute maybe one or two people and see if it works. Then I'll have to restart this side.
Okay.
Yeah, I've made you the host.
Okay, let me stop this then. Let me stop. You've made me the host.
Yeah, I'm trying to do so, but
I don't see myself a host.
There's something wrong that with this.
Even on my side, I can't see myself a host.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you the host, but it is not showing. Maybe let me restart and because it is asking whether I want to make you the host. Admitting it doesn't go through. We have so many hands. I think people really need to ask questions.
Are you gonna maybe restart it or something?
Let me do this.
That delta bit. Oh no, I'm seeing you made it MPHO for the host. I think I'm not the host here. Let me see. No. Yeah, no, I'm not the host because I can't. There's no way I can mute people here. You made someone MPHO is the host. No, I just saw something saying MPHO. Is it impose? Someone is the host. Not me. Yeah, you selected someone differently, not me. You are now again the host. Okay.
Hello, Teacher.
Hi, how are you? Oh, you can
Right,
now talk.
Minister.
I'm
Thank you
good.
for unmuting me. Yes, my name is Mpho. Thank you for the presentation. We really
Thank you.
appreciate, and we see that Rheonomy is going to be very big, and we are looking forward to 2022. Yes. My question, it's on. I know you said the staking was at like token and all that, but my worry is that some of our capturing of the proof of stake was not correct, and we've been asking for what is going to happen, because sometimes we worry that our back office is still not updated. You write to support, and then you still not nothing is happening to your back office. So can we really ask, maybe, I know other people are sorted out, but it worries me because I know I see that the project is gonna go very far, and I don't want to be left behind. Is there anything, maybe when is the system gonna be looked into? Because I understand what took us a little bit back, maybe that the holidays and all that. I'm just checking, is there anything that can be done maybe to update? Because for an example, my first payment was what, $9.74, and then I did pay $10.44, which means I paid about 20 USDs. But still on my back office, it's something else that I didn't pay, and I've attached both proof of payments. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that Deltabill is well placed to assist with this question. That Deltabill.
Let me do this. Okay. My apologies with the issue of the delay on the side of taking questions. My Zoom was messing me up, but lucky enough we are able to recover. Okay, on the issue of the people who have paid the staking fee, and then maybe their dashboards are not showing the correct figures. I received a lot of tickets about that, whereby maybe have paid around 20, or they paid the less amount, they underpaid at first, and then they try to top up. So on their dashboard, it is reflecting the underpaid amount. We are aware of all those issues, because there are a number of factors that are involved there, because others, they use different emails when now making the top-ups and all that. So if you made the first payment using your email, and then you top up with another email, you find that now finding the two payments sometimes is the problem. But the thing is, people shouldn't be alarmed by, if you know that you have paid the correct amount, if you have paid, you have topped up, and make sure that you use the same email. If you have done that and the system is still showing it's not showing the updated amount, we have the correct records, which we will be using, the one that is the report that is generated from the Coinbase. We have a full report of all the stakings that has happened. So people shouldn't worry. Just make sure that you have paid, and you have the proof, just in case at the time when now we are processing, we are preparing the reports, and then we find that your payment is is not enough. We'll go into your back office and see if you have uploaded the correct documents, and then we can now be able to track that other payment. So just make sure that in the case where your dashboard is not showing the correct figure, make sure that you upload those documents on your office, but the rest will take care of them.
Thank you very much. My second question, I see that a lot of people, when you check on the order book at La Token, you see many people are selling quite huge amounts of our coin. I'm not sure if there's anything that can be done about that, but it is interesting because some of us removed our coins from wherever we were, and then we took it straight to Rheonomy Pay. But I see there's too many people, and sometimes you'll find somebody selling for about 2,000 Weoms. And is there anything that you can do, or we just have to, because we are watching the amount of our coin going down every day? Like for an example, as we see today, at least it is a little bit better today. I see it's 0.5, which is much better, because earlier on it was 0.3. So, but I'm just wondering, why are these people getting so much big number of Weoms? I know that some of us mostly, we got a specific number, but there's those that would sell so much, and then you ask yourself for how do they get hold of so many Weoms at a time?
Yeah.
I think at the time when at the time when we were giving out the Weons, there are people who received who were using their addresses for their downliners for the other people. There are people whom I know, they have around 6,000, others have around 10,000, and there are few who have around 20 or 30,000. But you'll find that, yes, the total number of Weons that were given out during that time, according to my reports, is around 6 million. 6 million Weons that were distributed during that airdrop session. So it's quite a lot. And now it was reported that around 3.9 million was sold. So it is not a surprise that people are selling those big numbers, but it's just a disadvantage that they are selling at a very low price. At a time when now the price is pushed up, unfortunately, they will have to watch others who have hold now selling at a very better prices.
Okay, right. And then lastly, on the number of airdrops that some of us received, I only received the 200, and I am on class C, but I joined with a little bit more money, and we only received that 200 Weoms. Any maybe update that's going to happen on our dashboards or something like that?
I did mention at the start of the presentation that people who received the correct amount, they would have to wait for others to receive theirs. But now, if you received less Weons than you expect, maybe you paid around 2,000, 3,000,
Yes.
and others paid for both B and C, and they didn't receive, for the other class. Those ones, they will be taken care of during this kind of session of another airdrops. So you shouldn't worry if now you have not received the amount that you were expecting. We are aware of that. We have the reports that shows clearly how much was given to each person.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's thank you, Mr. Tebele. It's just that we see our dashboards, progress there being very, very slow. And sometimes that sort of like give us worries. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, CEO. Thank you, Mr. Tebele. That was all from me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think before we take another question, sorry, before we take another question, Peter, now that we have around 98 people, so please, we will restrict each person to ask just one question, and then because now we are getting to 100 people now raising, and so otherwise we'll find ourselves only taking about 10 or so. Yes, so please just ask the most important question, and then we pass on to another person. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good evening, my CEO and Ndadil Debele.
We are good. How are you, ma'am?
I'm awesome, Ndate. You're always in our prayers. You must just know that. Okay,
Thank
I've
you,
got
ma'am.
the first question. Okay, I'll try to summarize them because now I understand there are more people. I'm one of the people who participated in Mzansi FM competition, and I won the owns worth $2,000. How am I going to be able to receive that? Number one. Number two, I'm one of the people who bought shares. We owns from La Token, and understand there were some extra ones that we were supposed to receive as we were buying. How are we also going to receive those tokens?
Thank you very much. For the 2000, I think the team is going to transfer the 2,000 Weons to you. I think I have Mr. Shaba send me that information. I'm going to just get that information as well and make sure that everyone who qualified from his list, we can be able. Actually, this is what is happening. We are signing with Shaba for 1 million Weons. So the whole pool of what you're asking for is under that 1 million Weons that we are signing with Nade Shaba. So he will be responsible for that. So it's like we're gonna give him the responsibility. So he's gonna get all the list of everyone whom he talked about, and he's gonna be able to transfer that because we're gonna give him all those Weons. And so he will have that responsibility to apportion it for the listenership and to also apportion it for any of the winning programs that were organized by him and his supervision on the program. So for us, our responsibility is to sign and then transfer all the Weons to him, just like the way we're going to transfer the Weons for the housing program. So the housing program, they can now start to deal with the program independently without our involvement. So that's what's going to happen. Our own involvement is to make sure that they can cash out those Weons exactly as represented in money, and then they can be able to fulfill for the listenership program. So I think he has all that program. He has all the names, and I think he knows you, and he should be able to transfer either cash to you directly, or if you want the Weons, which I think is an advantage if it gets you the Weons because the Weons are increasing, then you can be able to have those Weons as well. So our team will just transfer after we sign the contract with Mzansi, the hall, and then from there Mzansi can be responsible now to pay each one of you respectively.
Okay. So
and
same applies with the Okay,
you're saying another set of Weons was about what?
When we were buying the Weons from La Token.
Oh no, that one the IT team now will send to you. We have all the list. So if you can be able to send on the buy and hold Weon email address, the IT team will be able to send you those Weons as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. No, thank you very much, sir. I'm happy about the presentation. However, I'm one of those people that who are fully depending on this. So obviously, we will be waiting for your tomorrow's meeting and to get the date when everything will be happening. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're gonna get the date. You
Yes,
guys like the date.
Yes, not because we are like fully behind you. We don't have anything. We are just depending on this. So you can understand some of us, we are without any income since we have been following you from April. So this is really,
no
we
worries.
believe that this is the time when everything has to happen.
No worries. No worries. It's going to happen.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll hear from you then tomorrow. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Simon.
Good evening,
Simon.
my CEO.
Yes, can I just have a minute that and then you can go ahead. I was just saying on the question of the buy and hold, there is there's a staking program that has been launched on the La token, whereby that one is automated. When you stake, you have an option for 7 days or 30 days, and the other one is 60 days or so. So people who like to buy and hold, they can actually use that option. You can hold for 7 days. There is a certain percentage that you'll receive. When you hold for 30 days, you get higher percentage. And then when you hold for 90 days, you also get the higher percentage. So that one, we have the staking program that is ongoing, that has been launched. When you go to the Weownomy Pay website, that staking link there, even on the Weon's website, we have the link that will take you to that staking. But those who have bought and they are still holding, who have sent to the email that was given, we will handle that and make sure that we will reward accordingly the Weons that are due to them. Okay, that is Simon. You can go ahead and
Okay, thank you, Network. I had 5 questions, but obviously there's no way that I can ask all of them. Let me try and ask only 2 or 3. Are we, Data CEO, are the new users still going to get $1,000 for downloading the app?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. They are going to get the $1,000 US in form worth of Weons, so they can be able to swap it into cash, but it will be worth of Weons, $1,000 US.
Okay. No, thank you. And then, are we still having the strategic investor, or
yes.
is our payment going to be okay?
Yes. This is what happens. The strategic investors already signed with us. They only had to, cool off for some time because of the situation I went through. But in January, they're coming in full swing. And again, at the same time, I needed to make sure that we protect our investors. I mean, we protect our co-owners, because now they're lifetime co-owners, to make sure that when you're signing these deals, you don't want anything that is going to really bring down our community. So the reason actually why we even closed the whole subscription was to make it clear for all investors that there's nothing about shares, because if you make it open, they will claim they want to buy the shares. So if you close it, it just means they can only buy Weons, but they cannot participate in shares, because those shares now are off limit completely. So that's why we had to close that. So the shares are owned by 240,000 people, and anyone who comes on board can only participate with Weons. But if you leave the shares open, and the way I know my people, they will sell everything in the name of money. So I had to close it completely so that they don't get tempted. And then tomorrow we hear people lobbying to take shares from our people. So that one completely, I had to make sure before the new year starts, we stop it completely.
Okay, thank you, my leader. Are the payment going to commence after we shall have brought the 10 new users, or what?
Yes. The payments are going to be done in 2 ways. The Global Light Trading program is also going to have that payment going on. The additional data plan that I've just talked about is going to sustain the payments, because we're talking now of sustainability. We don't want to just have one type of payment and then we don't have sustainability. So the sustainability is going to be very powerful, whereby we have $1 per SIM card, and then that really is going to bring in a lot. And in addition to that, as many people know, that in the history of the world, Rheonomy chat is going to be the chat that allows you to use it without paying any form of data. No form of data you're going to be paying, because we're going to have an arrangement with these service providers to make sure that any form of data that they're going to charge you, we can only pay it in form of Weons for you, you can use, and then we can get a little amount that we can make sure that our Weon can be sustainable so that we can pay you for using the app, and we can pay you consistently for the lifetime. So that's what we want to do, and it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
okay, no, thank you.
But I know many people want to know about the very first initial payment. So the very first initial payment now is going to really work well, and I'm going to talk tomorrow with our team in the new exchange, where we're going to facilitate that, and we will come back with details and more information before we make a clear announcement, which this time I want to be very careful so that when we make that announcement, we don't have mishap or anything. It has to be the real thing. But for sure, we want those payments to start with the launch of Rheonomy chat, and that's going to be very successful.
That will be wonderful. This one is not a question, but it's just a wish.
Yes.
I can't wait to know my board of governors, my leader. When are you introducing them? The board of governors.
Yes. Rheonomy chat. Rheonomy has board of governors. Yeah, we have.
Yes, I can't really wait to know them. What is?
No worries. You'll know them.
Okay, my leader. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm okay. How are you, sir?
I'm great.
Firstly, before my questions, I would just personally like to pass my condolences. I respect whatever happened. I'm very sorry for that.
Yeah, I'm humble. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I think I have 2-3 questions, and I would ask maybe just to ask the questions, then respect all the Weownomy members to listen with them, so that I don't take much time. My first question is based on the payment system that we've said, Class B and Class A, or let me say Class C, is going to get a couple number. It's like 4,200 US dollars worth of Weons. The question is, at Class C, there are those who invested maybe 1,000, those who invested 5,000. I don't know. That's the question. How are we going to calculate the difference of 1,000, 5,000 to 6,000, or even to 9,000? And how are they going to be paid? And yes, that one. And number two, since we are a pioneer group, are we still going to be allowed to upgrade from Class D or from Class C or Class A to or Class B to Class A? And only though, I think those are the best 2 questions I would like to find out, if we are still going to be able to upgrade from another class to another class. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. For the second question, absolutely, you can upgrade to any class that you want, because that is just within the system, so that's fine. There's no problem. And I think for the payments, for the different differential people who paid more, that one also will be considered, absolutely. So even though we are talking of the basic payments, but for the different people who paid a little bit more, it will be factored in. So what the IT team is going to do, because the team is closed now, the subscription is closed, so they're going to really go through every of the different groups to make sure that they can be able to link every different individual and their different payments as well.
Thank you, sir. Very good night.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Amelia?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation today. But I have 2 questions, actually 3, to Ntatile Tebele. Ntatile Tebele. Hello, Ntatile Tebele. I want to ask you, remember that statement that we made a mistake, then we put a lot of money to one person. I give you the list.
Yes.
Some of the people, Daisy.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm still asking the Teletebele. The Teletebele.
Yes, ma'am, listening.
Yes, there are some people that they are on that list that I was giving you, that they still, that's taken is not shown in their dashboard. So I don't know, they are still asking me what is going on, what's going to be rectified. Then I
Okay,
did try.
the list that you gave me, I submitted the list to the team that is updating the records. That is why some of them are appearing. So if there is anybody who is not appearing there, they should make sure that the email that is included in that list, that is written in that list, matches the email that they used to log in. And then you can give me the updated list, and then I can submit it again. They will be able to push it up. So you find that sometimes maybe if you misspelled the email, then they don't, if the system does not find a match, then it will not show on the dashboard. So please prepare a list of those who are not appearing and make sure that their emails that are on the list matches those that are on the system, the ones that they used to log in.
Okay, and again, there is another one. You remember that I said we did a mistake again, then we pay a lot of money to another one also. I did send you the WhatsApp and send the email of that person. Then we did even see that money on their dash on that person dashboard. That is a lot. Yes.
No, those ones I think if you can send those lists, they will be corrected. If there's any overpayment that needs to be refunded, you can send that to the office email. There's somebody there who's handling those underpayments as well as the overpayments that are happening on the.
Ooh, your voice is. I cannot hear you because you are very far.
Okay. No, I was saying, if you can submit those updated lists of if you made an overpayment on one account and then you want to distribute that overpayment to other people, like as we have dealt with the first one, you can simply send that list again to. You can send it to our email. There is a team that is working on that, and then they'll be able to correct it. But I was saying, if you wish the amount to be reversed, they can also help with the refund. You just need to write to them, give them the proof that you made an overpayment, and then you need the amount to be reversed. They can actually do that. So please just send the list, and then I'll be able to handle them.
Yes, that one I will need the reverse because I have to pay. I did pay it because it was the money of other people and I had to pay them. I did pay that taken with my own money. So I left with nothing. So that one I will ask it to be reversed to me because I had to replace it with my own money. Oh, I cannot hear you again, Tatiltebel. Oh,
maybe my network is not. My network
is not all right.
It's not okay. I can see. Yeah, today my network is not. It's not really good. Okay, if that is all your questions, I think yours are more technical. Yeah, maybe you can reach out to me on my WhatsApp, and then I will be able to deal with that. Just that I'm now receiving so many WhatsApp that sometimes I'm unable to respond to all of them. Okay, but I think we still have a chat history. I will be able to see what you have sent me, and then I'll be able to assist. Okay, can I take another question?
Yes, had you still cannot access her dashboard? What is going to happen?
Amelia, I think I'll try to look into this issue because there is actually nothing that is preventing. I remember the other time I personally checked and everything seemed to be okay. Maybe I didn't understand the reason why May is failing to log in, but everything seemed to be okay with the account.
It's still making that funny whoops. When she tried to log in, it's a whoops, something looks happen. Something happened.
I will try
And-
to into it again. I will share it with our developers for them to try and troubleshoot and see what is the root cause of that error message. But on my side, when I tested, it was still fine. But we'll look into it again.
Yeah, she even sent the wallet address, her wallet address with the email, your email, so that you can help to upload it in her back office because there is no wallet there.
But we'll make sure that she's able to access her dashboards. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's all for me.
I'm Fred.
Can I take that, Abraham, and then we
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Tateletebele. Just these questions, please. On the La token staking that you've just talked about, they're saying that's 90% the annual rate. But when you check there on 90 days, it's 3 months and they're giving 90% the annual rate. So that is confusing because that 90 will be about 3 months. Can you clarify on that? And then lastly, on the issue of staking, the second week, in fact, the first and the second week when this staking was open, I've sent about over 100 people on my team who did the staking, and I've been asked to do the spreadsheet. And unfortunately, none of them has not been confirmed until today. And the whole staking using my email was being bought from the Coinbase exchange. Thank you.
Saying on the second question, you're saying you paid the bulk amount or you did the individual staking but using your own email?
Yes, using my email. I was asked to use the spreadsheet, which I did send about twice, but unfortunately none of them has not been confirmed.
About 100 people?
Yes, that's about 120 or more.
That's a lot. Maybe if you can just reply to that email, if you send it to if you copied my email, I should have received that file. It's just a matter of getting that spreadsheet and then verify it, and then we can push it to.
Okay, Konje, what's your email?
office@weownomy.global.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, on the question of the staking on La token, whereby it is talking of the annual rate, whereby the 90 days is talking of the 90% annual rate. The way it was explained at the end of that staking period, if you fixed it for a week or for the 90 days, it's actually giving you 90%. But let me not say, because now this is there is a team we are working with. I'll immediately pass this question to them, because now I did the staking, but I chose the 90 days one. I'll do it with the 7 days again and see at the end of 7 days how much percentage. Then maybe if I experiment it that way, I'll be sure. But I don't want to commit, because now I see what you are talking about. I'll make sure that I pass this question to the team to make sure that at the end of that period, whether you get 90% or now you'll get the ratio, if that is the annual rate.
Okay.
I will confirm. In our next meeting.
Okay, no, thank you. Then you said your email is office@weownomy.global, right?
Yes, Nade, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Babam Tabele.
Yes, Nade.
Yes, Njani.
I'm good, Nade. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to ask one question. Much as I have more though, but I remember you said we edit. Everyone should edit, and we edited. I remember we edited emails, and the passwords of those previous emails we didn't have. Then we added a new email and password, and we paid the staking. What is the problem with doing that? Yes, because I don't want to load, you don't have to load yourselves. That's the point. In that the previous email, someone forgot the password, but he opened a new email and actually how if he actually even had the same email, but he changed the password, something like that. I just want to understand the scenario behind.
Yeah, I'm not getting the question. That is what I'm saying. Can you try to rephrase it?
On the Rheonomy platform, yes, there's that editing part of it.
Yeah, whereby you can be able to edit.
You are lost because even your voice, I cannot hear it.
Yes, Nat. You are saying
on the Weownomy platform.
Yes.
There's a point when you say everyone should make editing, like you have to update your info. You get what I'm saying? Hello?
On the personal details.
Yes, personal details. What you need to understand, we had the groups. They had to create emails, but somehow they also forget their passwords. We had to create new emails and password, and they staked the money on that new emails to make sure everything is right on their platform. Is there a problem? Two, it was also even acknowledged that they paid the staking. Is there a problem to that?
If it is acknowledged that they have staked, then I don't think there's any problem.
Okay.
Although the question is still not clear, but if you forgot your password, you made a request to change the email, and after changing the email, everything seemed to be okay.
No, they did not request. They wanted to edit everything, and they staked. Because what we are noting, when you make a request to change the password and your email, all those, that confusion is taking ages. We want to make it simple for you.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think I get this question, but
the platform is acknowledged. Can it be that?
Okay, yes. Let me say this, that I think yeah, let me say this. If you created an account and then you wanted to change any of your details, you can go to the personal. Yeah, it is possible that you can go into your dashboard under personal details.
Yes.
You can change whatever the information you want to change. The only thing that you cannot change by yourself is the email that you use to log in. You know, even if you can go into the back office and then you change the email that appears under personal details, that email that you change there does not mean when you log in, now you'll have to log in with the changed email.
No.
The login email does not change. We are the only ones who can change that on your behalf.
Not the login, but it's someone is getting the login, but the inside on the platform inside, I don't know what happens, but there's true, which is that he changed the, I don't know. What
Yeah, maybe can you try to write this maybe to my email, and then we can talk about it, because maybe if you give me an example of somebody who is having a similar issue, and then I can be able to look into it.
Okay.
Yes, but that way I think it will be much easier.
All right.
Thank you very much. Can we take another question?
Hello.
Hello, Ndate Tebele.
Hello, Ndate
Yes,
Tebele.
Yes, Ndate. Can I go ahead?
Yes. Can I go?
Let me say that if you can hear me, or
yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Nade, please go ahead, and then followed by Nade James, and then we'll take. Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
Nade.
Yes, my question is that thank you so much for the presentation, Ndate Peter. We had people who couldn't afford 2,000 rands, and what we did, they were like 100 rands, 10 of them that can make 1,000 rands, expecting that after getting payment they'll split the money so that these people can register themselves. So now the question is, I heard that we are no longer going to have the classes. So I'm not sure what is going to happen, because they've been waiting for the payment so that they can be independent, they can register themselves. Because of the money, they couldn't have those 1,000 rand. That's why they said, no, you must create this group of 10 people. So I was asking if what's going to happen now, since they are no longer classes.
Yeah, I think Nade, Peter, can you guide us on that one? Because now, Nade.
Yes, Ndade.
Yes.
Yeah, so Ndade is saying about the people who paid like in a group.
Yes.
Yeah, they contributed to make a payment for a certain class, say class C. Maybe it's a group of 5 people, each of them paid around 200 to make 1,000. Now with the condition that on the first payment, each of them will get their own share, which now they can use to buy themselves now the individual accounts. So now the question is that the registration has been suspended. So what is going to happen? Are those people now going to lose the chance to become the pioneers? And yet they have been here for long.
Oh,
Or how
okay. So what we can do?
Or can we make an exception with them and say, provided we can prove that the payment was done before? Yeah. Before this period where we closed, we can still register, because on the admin side we can be able to register. They will have to submit their records, and then they prove that the payment was done before the suspension of the registration.
Yes, absolutely. I think that one will work if we make an exception for them, and after proving that indeed they have that confirmation that we can refer to.
Okay, no, I think that way it will be fair for them, because now it was really a big disadvantage. Okay, thank you very much, Ndate. That was the question. Let's go to Ndate James.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ndate Peter, and thank you, Ndate Letebele. Ndate Peter, condolences, my good friend.
Thank you, appreciate Ndate.
Hello?
Yes, Ndate, you can go ahead, Ndate James.
Okay, thank you, Ndate. Thank you, Ndate Letebele. Ndate CEO, the questions are pretty much a follow-up on the previous questions, but I think it's more of a clarity. One, on the housing program, our initial understanding is that we could acquire houses even outside South Africa, because not all of us are in South Africa. Now, since you have partnered with a company based in South Africa, is it possible that other countries can acquire properties? That is one. And then the second one is, based on the arrangement you initially asked to launch regarding the debt program, where we were asked to collect pro forma invoices for the debts for the settlement, are we still on the course with that? And the last one that there is regarding the original, which is a follow-up on the prior co-owners. We were led to understand that you wanted to collect at least 3 million co-owners. And at the moment we are sitting at a 250,000, which is looking low in terms of the numbers, and noticing that it is not yet confirmed that you have sealed the deal with the telecom service providers or network service providers. Is it not possible for you to allow us to continue, at least give us a month or two to at least allow our downliners who will have wanted to acquire at least Class B, which was the target? Because now if people are being closed outside the current this subscription, it means that most of the people who will have wanted to upgrade most of from the Class D are also disadvantaged. So I heard you answered part of the question, but I'm asking you really reconsider, and in your reconsideration, kindly allow the co-owners to grow to the numbers. We have already recruited people who are saying once we get the money, we upfront launch, rather we upfront subscribe to class. So instead of moving to the classes and the categories in Class A, Class B, maybe you can name it something different, but the same element still remains, where people can be co-owners and they share the benefits. I think those are the last three questions that I will listen so long, and then I'll make a last follow-up. Thank you, my good CEO.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much you've actually articulated your points. In regards the classes, why we had to close, it was mainly because we have so many different investors at this time, and that subject of ownership was trying to actually protect and make sure that the whole ecosystem will still be owned by the people. And so we wanted to make sure that we can be able to engage with different investors in a way that it's much more open to tell them that right now we can only deal with the coin and people getting to deal with the coin, but the issue of engaging with shares is off limit for now. So that's mainly the part, but again, we wanted to do it in a way that it's still open for others who could have still wanted the opportunity to come through Class D, which was literally off for free, but again, with 14 Rand, which is $1, and at the same time, they have $1,000, they can still definitely get the same opportunity that they could have still got with Class D. So we wanted to make sure that that is still open for them, and definitely they can really get a great deal, and they will, absolutely. A lot of people will do well with that subscription plan, and so there shouldn't really be any worry as far as that is concerned. They are still called co-owners, and that's why you see even other services like the housing program and everything, they're still part of it. But we just wanted to make sure that as we go on with this engagement, and many other people are really focusing on coming on board with different investment programs, we wanted to make sure that the very most sensitive part of the shares is locked out completely. And that's why it came through like that. It's not that we don't want really to have as many people come through. We want, and that's why they will still get similar kind of services as in a way that is very attractive. Now, the debt program, yes, you're very right. We wanted first, because the zero cost economy, most of the people could not really understand it. So we wanted to really get a company and put it on board and pilot to get started, let them to pilot on our behalf. Before now, we can also reach out to different countries and see what they can do in other different countries, or even other countries like you're mentioning. Yeah, definitely. But the piloting part is just to prove to people that the concept can work and how the concept is being implemented. Now, for the debt program, that one is also smart of you. That one definitely we also need to also look at another piloting program for it, and we consider a few people to get started so that they can also come through. So now we just took the listenership program of the radio station, we took the housing program, and so we also will need to also look at another different way of how we can also deal with the debt program so that we can get started, and it will really also get started so quickly. For that, for the debt program, we can take different people from different countries, some of them just to really get started and show them that, yeah, this is how this program can really work and get to implement it. And so that's very, very, very possible. And we're going to look into that and share with you how that will be done. But all in all, the whole program, as the project really expands, is if we couldn't shield off the issue of the shareholding, there was going to be a huge risk, because our people are still very new into this entrepreneurship space, and so they could have tricked them and they can end up buying everything. So we need to protect and make it clear that you can't buy anything from our people. You can only buy from the exchange, the token exchange, or the other different exchange budget where we are going. So that's where we wanted to protect that and make sure that this vision will always be there for as many people as possible. And again, those ones who wanted to really participate and be part of Class D can now come through the subscription arrangement. That subscription arrangement will now continuously be the only gateway for people to come through and participate. So there shouldn't be any worry in that regard. And they will still benefit in different ways, because there's the zero cost economy, and also there's the Weownomy charge ecosystem that they can also participate in. So it will still work for them successful. There shouldn't be any worry about that. But for the shares, we had to close because there was increasingly threat that the company wanted to protect our people, and that's why we had to shield off the issue of getting all this subscription again on board.
Thank you, my good CEO. Last one, regarding the reward system, where we were recruiting, they initially started with 30 people, and now we are thinking sitting at 100. Are we still going to get recognized for that effort?
Yes, absolutely, because you are not so many, so we will definitely try and make sure that we can recognize you for that. Absolutely.
Thank you, my good CEO.
Thank you.
Good evening, CEO and Mr. Litebele.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I thank God who continually gives you strength.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I have got just two concerns. Last time I asked Ntateli Tebele about the problems of this cluster payment of the people whom I have registered. And up to now, the payments are not appearing in their back offices. And besides that, there is the other lady that I said she paid for 5 children and she never got a letter. And Ntateli Tebele said she shouldn't pay again because she's going to make trace of that. But up to now, there's nothing that has happened. And before he can respond, the other issue is the people I've been helping are very much in trouble because I've got now a problem of eyesight because of age. Old women lose sight quickly. Now, there is this new way of staking. I can't guide them, and there isn't even a video that can assist in guiding them. That's all I have.
Okay. Let me start with the last one, the staking part. I think for that one we will demonstrate it.
Ntateli Tebele, it's like you are very far.
Okay. Am I still not clear?
Yeah, now you're clear.
Okay, so I was saying the staking one, I'm aware that we haven't provided a guide as to how the process goes. We will do that and post it under our tutorials on the website. And on the issue of people who made the bulk payments and where maybe their dashboards are not showing the payments. But as I promised that I do make the follow-ups, I actually submit all this information to the developers. There's a team that is working on that and making sure that they upload the information. So sometimes making a follow-up as to whether the information that I submitted has been updated as it is. You find that they updated it, but now some of the errors, it's sometimes tricky to pick. So in the case where you have made a payment, maybe I promise to follow on it, but still after some time you still find it not reflecting. You can reach out to support. You can reach out to me, just a follow-up, and then at least I'll be able to see, because I am really into so many things that sometimes I am sorry that, but sometimes some things I'll just forget some things because there's really a lot on the plate. But I try my best to make sure that where I'm able to assist, I can be able to assist. But the team on the live chat and on the support, they are really there, every day to make sure that they assist you. So please, let's make use of them most of the time, and only maybe reach out to me or to Ndade Peter only when now you have other issues. But for the support, we can make use of the support team because they are there all the time to make sure that they attend to all the issues. So please just send me the reminder on that, and then I'll look into it and make sure that you get assistance on that.
Okay, I'll send it to your email.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, good evening, Ndadel Tebele. Thank you, Ndade Peter, for a very elaborate presentation and our condolences. Ndadel Tebele, I have only one question. Actually, it's a request. with regard to, I have registered 2 companies, and it has been a problem for me to update the profile in both companies. And each time when I want to update the profile, that whoops thing is coming. And I've been writing about this, I think, for the past 3 months. And one of your team will just come try to assist me, and then he will just drop me in the middle. Really, I'm just, I even come to the conclusion that maybe they are not able to assist me at all. And I didn't understand how come they are not upgrading, actually elevating that request to you so that you can be able to assist me.
No, I'm sorry that you have experienced this for a long time. And as you were saying, our policy is clear to them that if ever they fail to resolve a certain issue, they shouldn't just drop you, but they should make sure that they bring it to our attention so that we can fix the issue. What are the names of the companies that you registered, just so that I can, there are not many, so it might be easy for us to see.
Oh, it's Mirakali Soto and the Threes Company. Those are 2 companies. Threes Company.
Okay, I don't know. Let me just note the Miraka one. Maybe now, after correcting that one, then we'll be able to see where the problem is.
Miraka Lesotho.
Okay, no,
thank you.
Try to troubleshoot and see where the problem is.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
Thanks.
Thank you for the clarity on the way forward is Weownomy. Thank you, Mr. CEO, and my prayers are with you. I have one question to ask regarding the housing project that Mr. CEO was talking about. According to my understanding, he said that the company, it sounded to me like he said the company is going to be building houses. And the information that we got prior to all that was we can go out and look for the houses that we want to buy wherever we want to buy them. And then now I want to understand, are we all going to be now using that same construction company to get our houses built, or is that what Mr. CEO was saying? Or we can still incorporate that when we find our own houses with different companies like property agencies, we can still do it through that same construction company, or what? Maybe I didn't get the understanding of all that.
Okay, thank you very much. The picture here is we realize there's many companies that people were reaching out to actually get the potential houses. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So what we want to do is we are piloting. So piloting with this specific company so that it will be easier for other companies that you intend to really participate with to understand how the process of the zero cost housing program works. So this particular company will be able to showcase to other potential companies that also deal in different housing programs on how the program works. So it's like an example that you don't have to charge the potential clients. The potential clients only sign based on the different arrangements that are there, class A, class B, class C, class D, or potentially the new users who are coming with the $1 subscription. And because currently all other different companies that you're referring to, they use the conventional way. Either maybe they can want a mortgage or any other different kind of payment. But this one now is different, whereby we sign with this company, we provide them the weons that they can convert in the representative currency they want, US dollars or rands, and then they do building, just like the same way you're going to look for any other company. Definitely they will do the building on your behalf because you're paying them. Now what we want to do is we can show you an example that if we have all those companies potentially interested in participating and they can sign a contract, they are paid in weons, and then they can be able to deliver the different services, housing, building programs on the behalf of our potential co-owners in one way or another. So it's just like an example of how the program is going to work. Then this particular company in South Africa, they also have different other different other housing programs that they can bring on board, or you can get potentially people that they can contact them, and then they can be able to educate them, because what we want is, how do you also educate the market about how the housing program and the zero cost economy will work? So that's the most important thing, and this particular company understands that, and so we think it will be good for them to be able to implement the very first few houses on behalf of the program, and then they can now use that as a case study to show other different potential companies of how that can be done. And then it becomes easier, because I think other companies do not really understand how this works. So we wanted to really pick out one and use it as an example, so that it will be easier when now the program goes to other different housing programs that are out there, to know how they can really bring the initiative under the zero cost economy. So that's why we wanted to at least have an example with what they can do, how they can implement it, and people can understand the whole process of how it's done, different from the conventional system that is out there.
Okay, so does this mean that for now, only those who want to build from scratch can now start to engage on that? Because maybe most of us would like to buy a already built house, and we're not going to be building from scratch. So for now, does it mean that only those who want to build from scratch can engage in this program as the first phase of this zero cost program? And is the cars, the buying of cars still also intact in this? Is it going to be part of this as we start with the housing? Is it also going to be part of this?
Yeah, absolutely. We can engage with the same company, and then they can also include as many options in that. For maybe they can also see if there's other options that do not require building from scratch, or maybe even buying like a ready-made house or something like that. They can do that, but at least we wanted just one company to start, like an example, to just be able to get started, and then they can be used as a point of reference to say, we have different selections of what can be done in the housing market, and this is what we are showing you under the zero cost economy. And then they implement that, and once they implement that, then it will be easier now to sell it into the market, and then the market will be easier to understand that, because there was a bit of a confusion of how this is going to be implemented. Other people are running into cost whereby they're being warned, if you don't do this, I don't know, lawyers are involved and stuff like that. So we wanted to really have a team that can really get started to implement it in the right way, and then they can be able to understand what our co-owners want and how they can do it. So that's the really most important part, that we wanted to do it without using the conventional approach, which again is totally different from this new approach of what we want to really implement.
Okay, thank you so much for the response. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tate Lichebele. Good evening, CEO.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm okay, CEO, praise the Lord. You are back, bouncing
Yes, I'm back.
down and building the business. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Shoulder
you.
on. Many
Yeah.
are the afflictions of the Russians, but the Lord will deliver him from them all.
Yes, thank
We
you.
really do appreciate your determination and your strength that God has given you to drive the business forward, notwithstanding the challenges. You are
Thank
speaking
you.
to Mama Swana.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of questions, CEO, directly to you.
Okay.
On the 16th of November, I'm in KZN in South Africa, where I wrote to the CEO inquiring about the possibility of partnering with structures like the foundations. I've got a foundation that
Okay.
looks at a variety of issues with respect to addressing issues of poverty in the area. I just wanted your assistance. Lynette on the foundation. I don't know how to make a follow up on that one. That is my first question. My question with regards to thank you for the clarity that you gave this evening on how you are changing the business model and how it's going to proceed from now hence.
Yeah.
However, where I got left behind a bit is where the CEO says the shareholding structure, class D, class CBA is now being scrapped off. But when we transition to BidGet, we still are going to be paid in terms of those classes. Now, I wanted to find out from CEO, how are we, those that had taken the free shares, how are we now in this new dispensation with BidGet going to get upgraded to the higher classes? And you also refer them to classes even now. Now it creates a bit of confusion because it was as if the classes have been done away with. Maybe there would have been a new naming that is going to fit into the new business model that the CEO and his team is introducing. Those are my issues. That are the other issue, CEO. I think those of us who were born before technology missed the whole thing of staking because we staked with Luno, not with a token. Now I get the sense that proper staking is done with a La token, not Luno. Maybe I didn't get it right. If Ntateli Tebele can actually assist me on that one. And when also I look in the dashboard, I find that it says received $0. So now I submitted proof of payment. My husband did the same, but nothing is showing in the dashboard in terms of us having staked and submitted the proof of payment. Those are my questions. Thank you for at least getting an opportunity to talk today. I've been yearning for this for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, maybe just to reply in regards to the upgrading. No, internally the classes still remain because your records still state which class you are, class A, B, C, or D. So you can internally upgrade accordingly. So there's no problem. But externally, that one is no longer being accepted. Apart from the users who will now come in officially with the $1 subscription. So there's no worries internally. Yeah, you can still be able to upgrade accordingly. Now, for the other question you're asking about the Luno and maybe seeing that reflecting as zero. I think that now the team is going to really work on that because they have more time. There's too many people coming in. But now that we have a closed community, so they can really be able to resolve all those problems. effectively, so that we can really make sure that everything is handled easily. Because now we have now a community that is close to 240, so the IT team will now be easily be able to handle that. And so just still follow the channel and make sure that we can present all the information confirming your payment, and I think they'll be able to resolve it effectively.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want to send my condolences
Hello.
to you.
Hello.
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 I wanted to ask that
Hello, Ntatel Tebele.
taking. It was easy for those who did not have the iPhones to stake, but I don't know if now they can be able to do the stake with their iPhones, because it was not the app for iPhones then was not ready. I just want to check whether they are still being considered or they are be able to do the staking.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. 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 How are you?
There was a mix-up. There was a mix-up. Someone was asking a question, and then I don't think I really had because they're speaking slowly. And then there's another question. Yes.
But it was me who was asking.
How are you?
Whether there were those
How
who
are
were
you?
the iPhones.
Come on, Roselia.
Hello. How are you?
Because the app was not ready by then. It was only the Android app that was ready. So I just want to check whether that is still being worked on, or is it or final?
If I get that question, that Peter, there is we have the web version of the Weownomy Pay. It is not live yet. When it is live, we will be able to share with our people. I just wanted to show that it is not live yet. Please don't go and create the wallets.
Web page for Rheonomy Pay.
Yes. So for the Apple, for the people with the iOS,
You said what? Web page.
You see. Okay, I was saying for the iOS, we had issues in terms of them approving the app, and they provided a guide that we need to follow to have the app approved. So I think immediately when now the developers are returning from the holidays, they will again start working on the application on the side of Apple to make sure that at least we get approval from that side as well. So for the Apple people, in the case where it is taking some time, they will now have to temporarily, they can use the web version, but we'll make sure that we also get that one, the approval on the Apple side. It's just that their requirements were a bit different from these other platforms that we got the approval. So I think we'll take 2 more questions at 11. We will be ending the Q&A session. We have really taken a lot of time.
Please.
Yeah, it's Godfrey. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Good evening, Mr. CEO.
Good evening. How are you?
You are in our prayers, Tate.
Thank you, Ndade. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I just have a few questions here, but I'll be very brief. Tate CEO, I just want to find out about the investor proposal that I've written to you for processing. I've been in touch with Tate with regards to that. And then he said he will check with you. So I just want to find out how far are you with that,
okay.
Please.
Can you give me your email address? Maybe if I can search it now.
Okay, my email address is Godfrey Godfrey n1@gmail.com.
Godfrey
n1 N for national, 1 is a digit number.
Just wait a moment. Is it Godfrey Gobeni?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh, it's I'm seeing something you wrote about documents. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. You're talking about a mission in Ethiopia. You return back.
That's a different one. That one. I've also
I've
WhatsApp
seen the funding proposal. Yeah,
yes,
I've seen it. Yeah.
That's one. Yes.
Okay.
So that's the first question.
Yeah.
I just wanted to find out, have you got time to go through it? Because the first application, it went on successfully.
Okay.
Yeah, so they open next year on the 6th of, I think the 7th of January. They're expecting a feedback from us. This is the last stage. And then after this second application, they will schedule you for the interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Oh yes. I've seen this. The Global Innovation Fund.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yes. No, definitely. Let me print it so that I can respond to you. Should I? I'm going to reply to you tomorrow. So that you can. Yeah. No, you are wonderful. This is great. Very innovative. What you're doing for the community. I think this is a very great initiative, and I salute you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It will
so
do,
much.
It will do great for the community.
Thank you so much. That I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then to Ntatele Tebele, Mutlompe, I've sent you the technical email with regards to the account for my child. He cannot log into the desktop. So the error message that we get here, it says email does not exist. And I've sent the follow-up this evening.
Does not exist.
Yes.
Email does not exist when you try to log in.
Yes, when I'm trying to log in, it says the email does not exist. When I say forget password, it takes me to fill in my email address and click on the reset password link. That's when it gives me the feedback that the email does not exist. So I can't reset the password.
You can go into the when you go to About Us, and then you click on there's an option there of track certificate, and then you input the ID number there. There's a login email. That login email that you see there, it is the one that you should be using to log in. And in case there is maybe a typo in that email or anything, then the team can help you to correct it. Because if the system is saying it does not recognize the email, it means there is a possibility that it was misspelled when it was typed into the system. So to see the email that you are supposed to be logging in, you simply go to the track certificate, put in the ID number, and then it will show you. Then we can now assist you if you misspelled the email from there.
No, Mhlompe, I've even took the screenshots of for that matter. Is the same email that is on that is appearing on the track certificate screen. Is the same email address that I'm using to log in. So is the same. There's no misspelling. There's nothing. Is the same. So there are screenshots that I've attached today. If you can check them.
You attach those screenshots on the
email.
Email that you sent.
Yes.
Can you have the? Yes, we're coming. Can you have the ID number ready or that email just so that I can check?
the ID number ready. Just hold on. Moment.
Or even that email so that I can, because the only time we cannot, the system will say it does not recognize the email. I know that is when now we have possibility of a typo on the email.
Okay, so the email address is Nkosinati.
Nkosinati.
NG, N for National, G for Godfrey.
NG.
At hotmail.com.
At Hotmail.
Yes.
Nkosinati at hotmail.com.
Nkosinati NG at hotmail.com. Nkosinati
Oh,
NG.
yes, there is let me see. Nkosinati. There is Nkosithani. Yeah, on the login email, it is not written Nkosinati. It is written Nkosithani NG. There's a typo in there, but I will correct it now. But it was incorrect. It is written as Nkosithani, not Nkosinati. That is why it was not able to go through.
Okay, I guess
but now consider it done.
Okay, okay.
I'll correct it. And then you can...
Okay, and the last one, okay, the last one, I've submitted.
Oh no, Tapelo.
I've submitted three candidates for registration for Class D. That was about 2 to 4 weeks ago, and then my upliner could not register them for certain reasons. So what should we do about that? Because I've submitted all the requirements for them to be registered. And unfortunately, when the function was disabled, when I had to check if they've been registered, and I realized that they were not registered. So what do we do with that situation?
I think as it has been indicated by the CEO, those people who we have, those who we have evidence that they, those who paid and were not registered will be able to register them. Those who paid in groups will be able to treat them as an exception.
Okay, so in my case,
they will fall under that category. That is what I'm thinking.
Okay, so where should I forward the details?
Please forward to my email, because I will have to review them first and then instruct the team accordingly. office@weownomy.global.
Okay, from Bekile.
Thank you very much.
Please reply to my WhatsApp messages from Pay.
Yeah.
Reply to my
Yes,
WhatsApp
there's so many, so sometimes.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you.
Okay.
Good evening.
Yes, man, can go ahead.
Datel Tebele.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's been long. I've been attending this Zoom meetings, but all the time, every time when my hand is up, then it's time for you to end the session. But thank you very much for letting me in today. I've got 2 questions. The first question is about the housing project. What I want to find out is, if you are having an existing bond, will that is it the Mpula properties, or I don't remember the word properly, but will they be able to pay off your bond, or they're only dealing with new properties,
or existing property, the one that you buy, or are you listening? Hello?
I'm talking. Yes, ma'am, we are listening. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So that's my question. And also, the second question is on the certificates. When we registered in July, my upliner told me that the certificates were to be taken to a certain lawyer in Lesotho, and apparently the lawyer passed on. So my certificate is not signed. So I want to know what to do with it. Those are my two questions that I have.
On the second one about the certificates, we did mention that we introduced the QR code on the certificates as a security measure for them not to be duplicated or to be forged by anybody. So when we introduced that, we did mention that now there will be no need to go to any lawyer for the notarization. Okay. At the time when we were sticking with the notary, that was the time before we can implement the QR code as the security feature. So your certificate is valid if it has that QR code. We can download any QR scanner. When you scan that, it will show your names and the certificate number. So nobody else will have that because it has been encrypted in there.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
and the first question.
Okay, another picture. Let me check. Let me see if okay, it's like he disconnected. Anna, you said the question is
if you've got an existing bond,
okay.
Well, that hello?
Yeah, yes, no, you can go ahead.
If you've got an existing bond, so I want to know how is the project, going to incorporate us? Is it only on the new developments or the existing properties? Meaning buying a house, an existing house, or you can pay off whatever that you owe on the house that you own now.
Yeah, I think on the issue of the bonds as well as I think that will fall under the debt-free program because that one it covers the yes, it is still under the housing project, but on the debt-free program, although he did mention that what we intend to our approach in this whole process is to first try to to select maybe a few companies so that we can test out the idea and make sure that at a time when we go for full rollout, there's been evidence that the idea can be implemented, and then we also deal with the challenges that may arise at a manageable level. Because now, if we go full rollout, and then now we encounter some other challenges, then it will be, a lot of work for us to really attend to them. But if we test the idea out first, start at a much manageable scale, and then when now it has been tested, and then we go full rollout. So I think it will fall under the debt-free program, whereby we'll have to provide the evidence of the balance that you have on the house that you currently hold, and then the company will now take care of the remaining balance.
Okay.
But I think I will also forward the question. I'll just check why he maybe my network is misbehaving, so I think he's maybe having the same issue. I'm not sure.
Still on the housing project, what I want to know is, you said it's a pilot project, right? So the allocation.
Yes, for now it's just the piloting, because we were afraid to go full rollout. And then now we encounter some challenges which will now be, difficult to manage when we have a lot of projects going on.
Okay, my question is, the allocation that has been allocated for all the classes, is it a once-off, or you can repeat, meaning that if you are, let me say for an example, the class C, I've seen it's a 1.5 million. So once you have exhausted the 1.5 million, will you be able to go again, maybe buy another house? So that's my question. Or it's just a once-off, once you have had your 1.5 million on the project, the housing project, then you don't qualify for another one.
Something which is not yet implemented, you can't even be.
Okay, this one requires the the CEO himself. But let me note the question. I'll make sure that I pass it to him, because now I cannot. I do get your question to say, if now you have had your first share, then does that but I think that can only happen when the whole cycle is complete. And but like I'm saying, I'll note the question, and please pass it to the CEO, and then we'll have the correct response on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hello,
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Darren Trapo.
Hello. Yes, how are you, sir? How are you, sir?
Is the CEO on, or the CEO is already gone?
How are you, Mr.
He's not here. I'm trying to get hold of him.
Okay, because I had two questions calling in Canada. So I don't know if you will be able to answer the question since the CEO is not available. But my second question, maybe you could be able to answer. Looking at the platform of Weownomy, it's not only going to be mostly like in Southern Africa or any other English-speaking countries. So we do have people who speak like French, and when we register them, we have to translate. So is there any way you are planning to incorporate French as one of the translations within the platform, or how do you plan it?
Oh, yes. In terms of accommodating other languages, yes, we are aware that the system or our platforms, they are actually global, so yeah, that one we, as the IT team, I think we will look into it. We'll make sure that even our websites, there are plugins that we can put in, whereby you can be able to choose the language. Normally they have the French, they have the Portuguese, the simplified Chinese. They are those standard ones, whereby people, you'll see that on some websites, the top bar, you have option where you can choose the language. So it's a very important point that I think I will make sure that the team work on it, and we have that option where people can be able to choose the language they understand better.
Okay, my other question was when the CEO was talking about the SIM card registrations. When I looked at the lines, he spoke about the Vodacom, MTN, Cell C. Those are South Africans telecommunication companies. So what will it happen to some of us who are abroad, who are not in Southern Africa or any other part of Africa? So how will that be?
Yes, I know, but he did mention that he's making an example with the South Africans ones, because they are The South African and the Lesotho one, they are close to where he is based. But he was saying, even for other countries, when we have our proposal, it can be easy for us to present to them our approach in terms of the data, that program, the data program. So when he was mentioning the South Africa, it was just an example, not that we'll only now be dealing with the likes of MTN or Cell C or the Vodacom. So if there is, there are other networks in Botswana, and even when you go outside the continent, there are different network providers. So we will just have to present our approach in terms of what he has elaborately, talked about.
Okay.
So I think it is still covered. It is not only going to be based in South Africa or Lesotho.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Mr.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, Hello.
Hello, Mr. Tebele.
Nadel Sapo?
Yes, sir.
Happy.
I just want to highlight an issue really quick.
Nadel Sapo, did you ask the question, or there's a comment from behind saying you are repeating yourself, but I don't remember getting your question. Okay. Can you just?
I didn't get an opportunity. I just want to highlight an issue real quick, since we are pressed for time. I'm asking on behalf of also other people who've been trying to stake, because we've been experiencing many problems, especially as Class D. Because I've been attempting to stake using Coinbase, but it refuses to accept my bank card. So I don't know if there are other people who have experienced such an issue. Hello?
You're saying when you do the staking on which platform?
On Coinbase.
Coinbase. So it doesn't accept what?
It refuses to accept my payment method, like my bank card. It says something went wrong.
Okay, on the Coinbase, we are accepting only crypto, not the payments through the bank card. I'm not sure. Maybe which link did you follow? Because with your card you can only buy crypto, and then after buying crypto, then you use the crypto that you have bought to make the payment. So I really not sure where there is on our website, on the Weownomy members website, there's a link there that shows how to make the payment using the Coinbase. So if you can follow that, it will guide you as to what you need to do.
Yes, I did follow the instruction, but it was still saying, so it just gives me a message that something went wrong. It keeps on saying that.
Are you saying you were paying on the Coinbase with the card? Because there's no option where you can.
I was attempting to purchase crypto
on the Coinbase.
Yes.
The card does not have.
Hi. Maybe you were using the different link, because there's no option to make a card payment on the link that we provided on the website. It is only crypto. Not unless you chose to pay with Coinbase, and then now you created a Coinbase account, a personal Coinbase account, and then when you get into the Coinbase personal account, then you try to buy crypto there. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's the case.
Okay, so now if you are experiencing problems with the Coinbase personal account, then reaching out to their support, they can be able to help. Because now that one, it is we really don't know what they, because I haven't done it myself. I tried, but I couldn't get the verification because they were saying my country is not accepted. So I couldn't actually buy crypto using the card there. But you can use other platforms that we have. Other platforms where you can simply buy crypto. You can easily buy crypto. It's not only Coinbase that you can use. There is a lot of platforms. Even the very same Latoken, you can create an account there, and then you buy crypto. You can make the payment.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Hello, Tatelitebele.
Yes, ma'am. How are you? Ma'am Rosalia?
How are you, Tatelitebele?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. I'm speaking on behalf of people with disabilities in Tatelitebele. I'm a person with disability. We're struggling a lot. I don't know if maybe I can have your WhatsApp number to explain problems for people with disabilities. Maybe you can help us because we're struggling a lot. Sometimes we are behind.
Okay. What I will do when you reach out to me, you can simply write to my email, because now if I can share my number here, I'm already receiving a lot of messages. So just
you can
write
give
to
me
me
your email address.
requesting that, and then my email is office@weownomy.global. What I was saying I will do is I will assign one or two of the IT team who will be working directly with your, maybe you can even form a group whereby all those people who really need special attention, they can have somebody who is dedicated for them to make sure that they are okay, because sometimes we are not aware, so we are treating everybody the same way, and yet maybe that, so I will handle it in that way.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm good.
I've got two questions actually. The other one you can take it for the CEO, and then the other one is for you. I'll start with yours. I'll start with yours. Under Weownomy Pay wallet, I heard you before that saying there are some features that are not working yet. I just wanted a clarification because there are some features that are showing on other people's wallet. I don't know whether those are you are still making, and like some wallet they are showing, if somebody logs in, instead of saying welcome Patricia, it doesn't say that anymore. It just shows a big logo of Bitcoin and the balance. I was just checking with you if this is what one of the features that you are adding or what.
That is basically not the feature per se, but the new design of the. Hello, can you hear me? Metzilani? Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes,
hello?
I was saying there is an update. Yes, I was saying there is an update that was pushed to the stores recently. So that update, it comes with the new user interface. So the new user interface is that one which is no longer showing like welcome your name or something. It is showing the balance of the assets that that you have. So it's just to go into your app store and then or Google Play, and then you go for update. When you click on the update, it will be able to for you to update, and then now you can access the recent app. When when there are new features that are being added, we will make an update because now I think it was mostly
Hello,
on the,
Tebele, you keep cutting.
like I'm saying, my network today is really giving me challenge. But okay, I was just saying,
Yeah, I can see
the
that.
update is mainly on the user interface. In terms of the new functionalities, they're still working on them, and they might take some time because now it's a completely, it's a remittance issue, the crypto to fiat conversion. So those ones, they might take some time, but you just need to go into your App Store or Google Play and then do the update, and then you'll have the same interface.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The other question. Okay, thank you about that one. The other question is for the CEO. It's just about the clarification under the Weownomy NFT token reward payment system. I remember I did hear somebody asking before about the payment concerning people who paid different classes, and he did say the IT will take care of that for those people who paid maybe more than one. But in terms of the reward payment system, I remember him before he gave us those payment reward system, and as of now, with the present letter that he sent to us, I can see on under class G, it's still the same, but he did increase the weons from 560 to 800 weons. And then under class C, they've still been moved from class C to class A, which is 2,400 weons. But under class B, which I need clarification under that, it says 4,000 tokens. I know tokens and weons, it means the same thing, but I remember before he did say it's gonna be 22,400. So I wasn't sure whether it's a typing error or this is actually how it is. So if you can forward it to him to clarify that one. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. I think you are saying for the class C is showing 20,000, but for class B is showing 4,000.
Yeah, what I'm saying is for class C is still correct like before. They've all been moved to class B, but for class B, under class B now, before it was saying 22,400 weons under the reward payment, but now it says 4,000 tokens. That's why I'm saying I'm not quite sure whether it's a mistake, it's a typing error, or that's the actual how it's gonna be. So just for the CEO to clarify that one.
I think I'll look into it, but
Hello?
I think it's somehow. I think it's somehow a typo, but I'll make sure that he get that and then correct it accordingly.
The clarification.
Yes.
Evening, Tebele.
Yes, that is Stephen. I think your question will be the last one. Oh.
Hello?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not even gonna be long because already you said the CEO is already gone. Actually, my questions were mostly in CEO, but there's only one for you, by the way. I'll go straight to it. I just want to know, I heard you speaking about the videos, we get them from the tutorial. I want to know where exactly are those tutorials? We get them from our Rheonomy back office or where? Can you exactly pinpoint me as to this is where I'll find them? And then I'll look at the videos because I'm missing most of the videos, by the way. I get some via the groups, but there are specific ones that I want that I cannot find.
Most of our videos are on our channel, on the Weownomy Global channel on YouTube, but also on the Weownomy members portal. There is a section on how it works.
Okay,
how it works. Yeah, we have some.
He
some
was saying
videos
if maybe you click on updates, it might.
but I can see that they haven't posted all of them. But actually, they were supposed to put all different videos.
Yeah, because on how it works, I think it's only about 4 videos there. It's less than 4. And
It's very.
mostly are the
We
old
have
videos that
we have
don't
more
need.
than that.
Okay, maybe it's my phone. All right.
Yes,
Because if
no,
I can say
I'm,
to
I'm
you,
aware. I'm aware
yeah.
that they haven't put all of them, so I will be able to. I'll follow up with the team to make sure that all the videos that we have on the those most importantly those that are I think we will select, although we have many, but we'll try to select the most important ones and then make sure that they are accessible from our website there.
Okay, but the other one you said it's YouTube. On YouTube, I know the YouTube site, and then is there any specific, or I only go straight to the Weownomy because it only shows me when I go through YouTube, it says Weownomy. I only see the presentations, like today's presentation. I know I can access it maybe tomorrow or what, but with exactly the only this videos that I'm talking about, I don't know how to access them, or must I type?
Maybe the thing is we have not categorized them. We have not categorized them in a way that maybe you can be able to track them easily. But like I'm saying, I think we'll work on that to make sure that we try to put them together so that at least when you are you need a certain information, that you can get all that you need under one page, instead of now having to search through so many options that we try to categorize them even on our member portal. As we put in more videos, we'll try to put in categories so that you can go straight to a category of interest.
Okay, thank you very much, Ntate. I thank you. I salute you, hoping to give me another chance to go well into the CEO next time. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Ntate.
Yes, I'm good, sir. Yes, just 30 seconds. The first question I would like to ask about the Weownomy Pay Remittance Program. When can one expect it to be launched or for it to start? And the follow-up question on that, one cannot overstate the importance of our
now not clear. I heard the first question clearly. The follow-up I did not get. That it happened?
One cannot. The follow-up is.
I'm not sure whether it's my. It's not. I'm not sure whether it is from my side, but I cannot hear the follow-up. But on the first question about the remittance functionality of the Weownomy Pay, I did mention on one of the questions that is one of those features that the team is currently working on, but we rushed this one of the wallet because it was much easier to also it does not require some its requirements are different from the remittance one. It does not require any kind of licensing and all that. So with the remittance functionality, that we still have it in plans, we still have it under development, but I'll be able to provide the timelines maybe when now the team is back from the holidays that is working on it, because now people were out, but they will give us the timelines as to when we can have that feature. But like I said, it's not only the remittance. We have on the wallet there. We have the conversion from crypto to from fiat to crypto. But now they're also working on the crypto to crypto conversion, whereby apart from crypto to crypto, they also want to work on the crypto to fiat, so that you can be able to exchange your whatever the asset that you have on the Weownomy Pay, be able to exchange that to any fiat amount, and then be able now to integrate with different banks where we can be able to send your money directly from the Weownomy Pay to the bank. So there's a lot, like I've just shown, that we now have the web version of the Weownomy Pay, although it is now on the testnet. It is not on the mainnet, but I think around this week, probably we will be able to take it to the mainnet, and then now our community can be able to access it. But for now, whatever the wallet that any person can create there, it is going to be erased because it is on the testnet. At the time when we take it live, we'll now have to reset the entire the entire database. But I didn't get the follow-up question that maybe you can try to come up again.
Okay, let me try to clarify it. It's basically about the token and the ecosystem interdependence. So here, the concern is that it seems like now we are moving more towards programs that are only dependent on each other, and trying to leave behind other programs that we had before that were independent of each other, thus giving our ecosystem more diversity. We had programs such as the sale of the shares that would be independent of the success of the coin, for instance. So that means the success or failure of the coin will not anyhow affect the ecosystem. But now, if we adopt only programs which are interdependent in such a manner, we run a risk of now losing the other parts of our ecosystem if one fails. So my plea here is for our CEO to consider continue or running with such programs which were independent of the other programs in our ecosystem.
Okay, no, on the issue of, I remember we talked about the issue of the shares. I want to remember the correct word that was used. But what the CEO have just explained here, when he's saying the danger or the risk that we were running into, is that one of having these big companies or these individuals who come with a lot of money. They will tempt our people to sell their shares to them, and then at the end of the day, you find that somebody is going behind, buying shares from our people, and then at the end of the day, they hold they hold now a bigger number of shares in the company. So that way, then when he's saying the board or the management is trying by all means to protect the interest of the co-owners, that is maybe one of the reasons he moved from the auctioning of the shares. But on the issue of the when we talk of the revenue streams, whereby we are saying we will be depending on the coin. No, the coin, yes, is one of the revenue streams, yes, but now that we have these apps that will be going live, and the program of the $14, that is actually you'll be just buying the apps, just like there are those paid apps on Google Play, on App Store, just like that. So there is just that the funds that will be raised from that, they will be used in running the company, as well as making sure that we boost the coin. Because now if the coin is boosted, and it will be making money for the company and for the co-owners as well. But that doesn't mean everything is dependent on the coin. There are other means, there are other ways in which the company is making money. I'm not sure if I responded to your question in a way that it is clear, but the CEO will elaborate on it. But I just wanted to make it clear that we are trying to run away from the issue of the shares, because we will be running a risk of having these big corporate companies now taking control of the company. And once they take control of the company, then it will be difficult sometimes now to make the decisions which are in favor of our co-owners.
Yes, no, I do get it. But the thing was, since when you came in, the idea was that some of the shares were still going to be sold. I'm not so sure if maybe they couldn't put a law to limit the shares that could be bought by an individual or a company. Says that now with the shares actually being stopped, it raising an opportunity for these shares to rise in value and demand, since there are no longer any more new shares being offered in the form of these new registrations. So which could actually now boost the revenue stream coming into the company, which means now, regardless of the success of other streams or failure of them, we still have those shares that can be bought, and the shareholders can be compensated on that.
Okay, now let me take it as one of the questions that I will push. I'll submit to the CEO for him to respond, maybe in our next meeting. But I was just trying to put it in a way that he did say in his presentation that with the issue of the shares, we are running a very high risk of there are a number of loopholes that people can take, and then we end up now having no control of the company, and then it will really turn out to be not to be good for our people, because it's just that there are some things we cannot disclose, but there have been several attempts to actually buy the whole thing, but so no, we are really very careful on that one. But he will respond to that, and it will be more detailed, maybe more than I have just explained, and also making sure that it is clearly understandable how the company generates the the revenue, as well as an assurance that the failure of one of the revenue streams does not mean the failure of the whole project. So I think that is maybe where your concern is, that if one of, maybe let's say the client fails, and then we are thinking that we will now be having nothing. But like I said, we have the ecosystem that has a number of products. So all these products, each of them comes with a unique innovation that has the potential to really turn out to be something which can benefit our people, for a great deal. So no, thank you very much. It is now around 12. I was intending to stop at around 11, but we tried to take as many questions as possible, and we thank you very much again for understanding and for the patience you have with the whole project. We'll be able to take more questions in our next meeting. Thank you very